everybody. How are you? How's your week been? What have you been up to? Let us know in chat. It's a Synth Geekery Show, episode number 284. It's a big welcome to everybody. I'm glad you're here to join us. Everyone's starting to pile in to the chat right now. Welcome to us also streaming live on Twitch and TikTok and Trovo and YouTube, which is where most of us are. So it's good to have you. Now, today is the 22nd of February, 2025. And as I mentioned before, we're streaming live, but we're streaming from Perth, Western Australia. If you don't know where that is, it's somewhere down the bottom of the earth. And if you're a flat earther, please don't talk about it. It's a weekly live podcast about synthesizers, sequencers, drum machines, and DAWs and other music technology. We have a lot of regular segments on the show. For example, we'll cover a new topic each week. We'll bring you those sort of things towards the end in our Saturday Sonority section. We've been doing this show for almost 6 years. It's about 6 years kind of coming, I think, about a show or two away. So you might as well say 6 years now. And over that time, I actually get asked quite often, how can I contribute? What can we do to keep the show ticking along? And 6 years is a long time for this to be ticking along. We do have expenses. We've got to keep the internet on. We've got to keep the lights on, all that sort of stuff. So, you know, things like subscriptions to Zoom and Streamlabs and things like that. We've got to keep those things going. So please do support the show, whatever you can. I do have to pay the bills. There's a super chat thing down there. It'll show up on the show. There's a couple of little bells and whistles and features that you will enjoy with that. And if you want to, there's also a TTS you can do. And I'll whack the link in a second for that. And you guys can try the TTS, which is text to speak. If you're wondering what TTS means, it's text to speech. But, you know, you can try them out. Anyway, so what else can you do? You can hit subscribe. You can hit like. You can join us on Zoom on the show. You can be a member. So be a channel member, that is, you know. And there's a lot of benefits that you get out of all these things. There's Patreon as well. All the links to the Patreon and stuff like that are down below in the description. But hang around first, because we also have some wonderful guys here who join us every week. Some of them have been with the show almost from the dot, like Daren. Some of us have been, most of the guys have been here for multiple years. Actually, Chris, you're coming up to your 100th show soon, and I didn't even think you realised that.
Wow.
Yeah.
Shocking.
Yep, 100 shows with Chris.
Shows.
And you're not a noob anymore once you've done 100 shows, mate.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
So I must be more than 100 because I was slightly before Chris. So.
Yeah, you must be. And Andy, I think it'll be hard to work out what you've done, Andy, because you've been in and out,
like
over
most
years.
things in life, right?
Yeah. But actually, we might as well just celebrate all three of you at the same time, and we'll just do that. But anyway, these guys have been.
I think I've been here like 2 years, maybe something like that. So
yeah, I mean,
3
years wise,
maybe 3 years,
probably 3 years. Shows wise, you'll have to go back and work out which ones you were on. But anyway, these guys here, I want you guys to be good to them because they give their time for free, just like we do. They've got YouTube channels. They're in the description below. Please go and subscribe to their YouTube channels. Give them some love, because that is actually one way that they're going to get some validation about putting the energy and the time into it. You know, the other thing is too, like, Ian's got a record label called Sinners Music. You can literally submit your music through him. He'd be very happy to talk to you about that. Chris is a modular guy. He makes modules, so buy his modules. Daren is a musician and he makes music, so buy his stuff on Bandcamp.
Well,
and,
some people say that, some people don't.
And Andy's also an awesome guy, so, you know, make sure you look after his YouTube channel and all that sort of stuff. So please
tutorials.
Do that. Now, it's a big week. Again, I always say it's a big week every week, but it is. See, a week in synthesizer world. A lot happens. You guys know this. A lot happens, and sometimes you guys are getting your news once a week, all nice and packaged up on my show. Well, good news is this week we have got another massive list of new products that have come out, and once again they've skimmed past all the other shows and they've managed to land in mine. So I don't know why.
Straight through Straight through the keeper, we call that.
Yeah. Butterfingers. Exactly. So
Lips catch.
hopefully you guys enjoy it. They're not all Eurorack modules, so don't worry. There's stuff that's not Eurorack. There's software in that as well, and it's software that you haven't seen, unless it's on a channel that I haven't really known about. Anyway, so we'll get stuck into that. Now, first, before we do anything, we should say a big thank you to the people that do support us, and these people are our current supporters, channel members included. I've updated this list, so big hello to these guys: Inverted Popes, Jake 3D, David, Keithinwatford, Steve, Andrew Brooks, Maikshifter, that's you, Chris, Human Error, Robert Fat Dust, Macrodose, Exorb, Sophie Music, Kisney Machine, Dr. Synth, Conrad Gibbons, Luke Snell, Ian, good on you, mate, Irrational, Something Social Fear, and Sean. Big hello.
Yeah.
And also the Patreons as well. Now, you guys will know that the Patreons also get access to things like ad-free videos, because now Patreon are letting us put videos up on there. And on top of that, and the true ad-free videos, none of this buy YouTube Premium and you'll get ad-free, none of that crap. It's a true ad-free video, so we do chuck all the videos that are on this channel. Eventually they'll go up into Patreon when I can get time to do it during the week, and amongst juggling with kids and stuff. By the way, in chat you notice the text-to-speech thing automatically just popped in just then, so there's the link for that if you want to try that out. Give it a bit of fun, have some fun. It does take you off to a separate website, but it take you a couple of seconds to fill it out and press it, and then you can jump back in here and watch it all go ting-a-ling-a-ling. What else was I going to say? The Patreon stuff is really cool. There's also the sample pack that I've done on there that was recent, so check that out with the out-of-tune synth, which is the VC16 oscillator. There's more to come with that, so do make sure you're checking that out. If you're not really sure where to find information about all this stuff, there's a website. It's called Ranzee.com, and I'll show you. I'll be nice like that. I'll show you. Ranzee.com. Here we go. Head on over to Ranzee.com, including all the ads. But yeah.
RAC members get a discount. Awesome.
RAC members get a discount. Anyway, so the blog articles, because I'm losing my voice now. The blog articles happen every week after the show around about 6 o'clock UTC time. Is kind of when it's scheduled to pop down into the world. So anything that you see on the show will be on the blog article. This is last week's, including the ad. Let's get rid of that. Geez, YouTube's are getting a little couple of sucks at the sav here. Everything is in there. So the replay, you can watch the replay. All the funny side, you can actually click on these images on funny side and actually read them up close. All the news that we covered last week, including the links, right? Including images that you can click on and they go to full size. So anyway, that is that. You guys know how to run a website. I can show you. But there's also things in there that you can check out. Why is that not disappearing out of my... Oh my God. How do I get out of that? My website's killed me. Anyway, I don't even know. My website's literally gone full screen on something and I don't know how to get out of it. 11, F11? F11. No, F11's turning the volume off. No, I don't know. God knows. Help us all. All right, let's do that. There we go. I'm just going to close it down. Bugger it. Right, now, let's get to saying g'day to everybody. We'll start with the chatties this week just to be different. Look at them all. Look at all those wonderful chatties in there. Give yourselves a pat on the back for being awesome. Obviously, I need to special mention to all the channel members in there. But not only that, we've got some moderators in there. Look after your moderators. I think Daren's in there moderating. I don't know how he's done it. Daren must be like the most amazing...
You say moderating.
He's a juggler. You know, like you see those guys that juggle? And they juggle like 400 balls at the same time. That's Daren. He can moderate. He can be on the video at the same time. And right, he's doing that. You know, this is Daren, by the way. Full screen. Daren also writes his tracks whilst he's doing all of that.
He does.
He's amazing.
Yeah, I must admit, I have done that. Yeah, I have done that.
He is amazing. Give him.
When you say moderate, I'm not sure about that.
Give him some love.
He moderates his own behaviour, at least.
I did see Kent in there
Well,
earlier.
somebody else's.
Hopefully Kent is still there. Big hello to Wagoo. Marky's there. To Sophie Music. Big pat on the back to you. You're an awesome person. Where else is in there? Kosh to Kai, Azio Head, Dead Men Walking, I think I said hello to you earlier. Kev, I said hello to you. Matt Brown, and the list goes on and on and on. And they are all awesome. Geert's in there. G'day, you mate. How you going? Anyway, so if I missed you, sorry. You know who I've just seen? We haven't seen him for ages. Is Marcus. Big hello to Marcus, the big Greek man. He's been doing a lot of cool stuff. I think you go check out Marcus's YouTube channel. Not now. Do it later. Ask him to send you the link. Marcus has been doing some awesome stuff. Marcus, you still got your Deluge? I think you had the Deluge, didn't you? Let us know in chat if you've still got your Deluge, mate. Anyway, let's say g'day. Ask them how their weeks have been going. Who should we start with, guys? Let us know in chat. Who should we start with? First person who says it, I'll start with. Go. There's about a 2-second delay, I think. So, who are we going to start with? Pick someone. Pick. No one said anything yet.
You look well if no one says anyone.
I'm gonna hit this first button. Ooh, come on. Who's gonna choose? Someone in chat, choose someone. Start with. Quick.
I don't think
There's no
anyone
quick on YouTube streaming.
Oh.
Wow, you guys hearing me all right? What the hell's going on? They're talking about the deluge, so they did hear me. Look, I'm going to go Daren. Daren,
Colin.
wake up, waiter.
Colin.
Kent says
Kent
Colin.
Bruce.
Yeah.
Colin.
Should be
Colin
Bruce.
Carpenter.
Col-
Colin Carpenter.
Colin the yeah.
Colin the Carpenter. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yes, you've decided. Well, we haven't, actually. Yeah, week's fine. I'll give you the weather report because we all seem to be doing that now. As you can probably see, it's sunny. Bloody neck, sunny. Absolutely sunny.
Look at that.
Although tomorrow's not going to
Do you need some sunscreen, mate?
I probably will do. It's the first day of sun for God knows how long.
Wow.
Yeah, been a bit of a peculiar week. But I had the little helper in the studio, and we're working on a live set because he's not finished his album. He wants to put some effort into a live set. I don't think he is going to go live because he's a bit not sure. I'd like to have him pulling everybody's cables out and God knows what, touching everybody's
That I
knobs.
want to see.
That might be
You
in
need
the
to give
future.
him. You need to give him a suitably big knob to play with, so that he doesn't go around playing
exactly.
other people's.
Well, that is true. So we're working on a live set together. So I'm putting a little bit of it out tomorrow. So that'll be me track out tomorrow. We've done a little bit of the live work. It won't be finished for months because that's how long it takes to do them. But yeah, we'll put a little bit of that out so you can see what sort of style it's going down. It's quite purple. So if you know what he's like and the sort of stuff I play live, it's going to be similar to that. So yeah. But other than that, I haven't done anything else. It's been a sort of a quick week, but slow at doing things. I don't know why it's gone from Saturday to Saturday within a blink of an eye.
Oh, that's allowed.
And lots of peculiar things going on in between that week, you know. So yeah, so me and the Purple One are putting a live set that sometime in this year we'll play. Well, I say I'll play. You never know, you might tag along. We'll have to wait and see how that goes. But yeah, we're definitely putting a live set together. So other than that, yes, that's all I've been doing. But you'll hear a taster of it tomorrow. So if you
all right, make sure you paste some links in the chat, Darren.
Yeah.
Paste some links. Randomly paste them.
Yeah, it was a bit of well, I can, but it's a bit of a pain with the iPad.
See, Andy now sounds like Daren.
Yeah.
Yeah. The ventriloquist.
How's it going?
Good, mate. How are you?
Not much to report. I was actually pretty busy this week with random stuff, so I didn't even get a hardware jam done. But I did do a couple live streams from art installations at night, if you guys are into that kind of stuff. And also did another Terra kind of tutorial demo thing.
You didn't do any air quotes when you said art installation, so I'm guessing it was tame.
Well, I mean, if you consider Rodin nude sculptures tame, I guess it is tame. But
okay,
I love Rodin. Rodin's great.
Maybe my comments weren't that tame. I was a little bit randy at some points, but but I like to have fun. So what the hell, right? Plus, it was like 2 a.m. when I did that stream. So, yeah, that's about it. I know Henrik's doing a thing next Saturday. Another senior synth stream coming up. So look for that. Yeah, look for some more content. I haven't had time to make any real music lately, just the tutorials and stuff. So, but
Wagoo said there
always
was a
happy to be
giant
here.
dong at one point. Is he talking about a DX7? Because it's obviously the ding part of it is not there.
No,
Ding
no,
dong.
that's the New Guinea, the Papua New Guinea Sculpture Garden at Stanford University. It's very anatomically correct.
Oh yeah, the good old
Where
Paps.
almost all the male figures look like John Holmes. So there you go.
Oh, Daren, what are you doing there? Yeah. As soon as he said John Holmes, it went to you. Like some, it was bizarre.
Spooky.
It knew. Yeah.
Daren, just behave yourself there, mate.
And now you know why the purple one's always playing with knobs.
Oh,
And I do want to see a battle royale with Flat Eric and
going downhill already.
Brave
This
Dave.
show.
Oh yeah.
All right.
That'll be cool.
That's it.
That's awesome, man. That's good. Enjoyed
Short
the
and
vids,
sweet.
by the way.
Thanks.
Links to the vids
Thank
are
you.
in the description below, but feel free to paste some more. Ian, how are you, mate?
Hey. Good. Well, not the best week. So good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night. Andy, your links to the concerts that were at Stanford, I did watch them on Sunday. They were really, really good. We've had a bit of a bombshell this week. I've contracted conjunctivitis in both eyes, so I'm dropping eye drops every 4 hours, which isn't great. But we've had a family member pass away this week, and I don't want to say too much about it, but I would say that mental health and music is really, really important when you're feeling really low. Like I say, I don't want to go into details, so it's been a tough week for the whole family, really. Jane's had to do lots of phoning of family members to let them know, and it's not our immediate family. It's a cousin of Jane's, actually. But the person who died, their parents are in their 80s, and so that's caused lots of problems. Lots of stuff that we've had to deal with. On the music front, we're still working on putting an End of Sky out, which will be out next Friday. So we've been actually, Jason's done most of the work on that. We've been emailing and doing the usual sort of promo stuff, which we get little bits of response, but not massive. I've got a gig next Friday, so I've been spending more time with the Terror and linking it to. I've now wired it up to the. It's synced up to the Roland TR-8S and usual instrument. I'm still messing around with. Not quite sure what I'm going to be doing next Friday, so that's still very much a work in progress, really. And thanks, guys, for the nice comments about the family loss. But so a mixed week by certainly by normal standards, we should say, really.
Yeah, so it's really sorry to hear about that, Ian.
Yeah,
and just wanted to reiterate what Ian was saying about mental health is actually really important to. It's the kind of you've got the are you okay stuff going on in the world and all that sort of stuff. But on top of that, if you do know someone who does kind of flop around in that sort of realm, ask them if they're sort of doing any sort of music therapy, because it's well known and it's actually scientifically proven to actually really, really help people. And we actually did a show on it, and I've posted it in the chat. We actually did a stream a long time ago. I think it might have been like 4 or 5 years ago on depression and all these things that it leads to and from. And we talked about it from our point of view, guys here on the show. Like there was guests. You guys can check it out. Links in there. Very, very sorry to hear about your family member, Ian, and my condolences to your family from myself, my family here, and hopefully I speak on everyone else's behalf as well.
You do, and that's and everyone in the chat's been lovely, really. Yeah, I mean, and it's worth mentioning. Ask people if they're okay. I mean, just a phone call to somebody that you know. I mean, I'll be honest with you. I'm lucky. I don't tend to struggle with depression. everybody gets a little bit low, but I've had other family members that have had serious depression, and you may feel that you don't know how you're gonna get out of it, but just talking to people, having a conversation with people. With busy lives, we forget about what other people are going through sometimes. We didn't know this person was actually, where they were and how they felt, really, which, and we can always say we could always do more, and to be fair, we probably could do more, but we've all got busy lives as well. So but one phone call can sometimes, help somebody, really,
Hear, mate. Hear. Well done. Appreciate that.
Also, don't forget about Dom, Mr. Wiggly, did a whole series of shows called Smashed about addiction and depression.
Yeah.
I'll put a link here in the chat for it. You guys can check that out if you haven't seen it.
Those shows were brilliant, really. They were so...
Yeah.
They helped people, really.
Yeah. He went out with a bang, that guy.
Yeah.
Right, we're going to head over to Chris, because Chris, it's your turn to say hello.
Hello, everyone. Firstly, I'll say winner, chicken dinner. I've been eating chicken because me and Dad have been bacheloring this week, as Mum's been in hospital having a routine surgery. She's back in the house today. She stayed in hospital for a little longer than we expected. She had some ups and downs with her mobility, but she's back home now, although suffering what she often suffers. She gets very bad nausea, and yes, well, you know what kind of results after nausea. There is a beeline to the toilet, and the light is on, put it that way. So, yes, be bacheloring with Dad as we've sorted things out here. What else have I been doing? Well, there's a few things over here I might just show you. I always have props, don't I? Well, I don't disappoint. Here are some props. Okay, so I'm going to show you this little guy, which some of you may or may not recognize. This is a Bluetooth MIDI module.
WIDI.
You can
from CME.
Yes, it's WIDI, and this little circuit board that I've put together plugs into something else you may remember.
Trexie.
The Trexie, which is now upside down. I'm going to fix that.
Careful.
There you go. The Trexie. Now, the Trexie has its little extension port. I'll just put it in the middle. That's good. Little extension port there. Well, this guy plugs into it. I'll just plug it in just to show you where it plugs in, and it fits like that. So this little guy here. Now I've got a bit of extra crap on it because I didn't know whether I was going to need a little switch, but so far it's worked pretty well with the other familiar item, which you've all been familiar with, which is the WIDI Master. So I had that hooked up to my Behringer TR6, TR8, TR9, TR whatever it is. I forget what number it is. But that module talking to the Trexie MIDI. So I had Bluetooth MIDI in the Trexie, which was like an experiment, but it worked. So I was pretty stoked with that this week. The other thing I didn't show you from last week's overflow are these little things. Now, Ranzee will probably recognise this, especially if I get it in the middle of the frame. You recognise this, Ranzee? I'll give you a little hint.
A little attenuverter.
Yes, if I do this, it'll probably make it a bit more obvious.
Yay.
Yeah. And this is the cable I'm thinking of using with it. Sorry about the focus. Just notice that that's out.
Little inline attenuator. They're really cool.
Yeah, so,
really
they're really cool. So I just got a whole lot made up because I thought, what a cute little idea for perhaps some GIFs. So I'm thinking of doing these as little GIFs, possibly a really quick little kit that you can solder together really easy, or maybe even just in people's orders. So we'll see what happens. I'll have to... That's the plan. That was the thought you had sometimes when you just, in front of the PCB manufacturing screen and you're going, what else can I get built? Oh, let's quickly knock one of these out. So I did one of those. So Yes, what else have I done this week? Oh, I've been working on some stuff with BeatStep Pro, which Rance and I are working on for a future show. Been still doing development on the Trexie. That's moving along steadily. Slow now, but that's the phase I'm in now, where things are very, very being very careful, but getting progress. And yeah, there seems to be some what do you call it? Sun on the horizon? No, silver lining on the clouds. I don't know, something like that. Yeah. So apart from that, I'm kind of been holding out on you guys a bit, but this little fella came. Oh yes, Bastel came, and I haven't done anything with it. So I'm guilty of what everyone is often guilty with, which is haven't it taken out of the box yet. But there you go. I just took it out of the box.
Oh, you don't have to make that
Bastel.
one. There you go.
No, it's the Bastel. I'll plug that in so we can hear it week after next or something. Give me a bit of time to play with it. And I don't know if you guys remember, I was talking about this having some kind of weirdness on the side. There's the weirdness. It's not potting compound. What it is, is an acrylic smoked LED baffle. So basically what it's doing is it's trying to focus the LEDs that are on the circuit board onto the front panels, see-through parts.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
like a light routing sort of.
Yeah, it's a bit like a light pipe. It's kind of a low-tech solution. They just call them baffles usually.
Baffles.
But yeah,
it baffled you for a bit though, didn't it?
It baffled me for a bit, and apologies to Bastel if I was accusing them of hiding their circuit designs, because they're not. So.
That would be unusual. They have a lot of stuff to build, so.
Exactly, yeah. And those modules are generic, if I recall. They different faceplates, and you get a different firmware, and then you got a different module.
Yeah.
So I know that's a pretty well-known thing. So
did they give you a little Prezi in your box?
Just a sticker.
Oh, okay.
And some.
Not a note. Did you get a note?
No, I didn't get a note.
Oh,
no.
Interesting.
Note. I didn't get a personal note. I'm not special as you.
Jeez, I didn't mean that. Far out.
Really? That's distinctly
Mutual
the
used to give you
impression I
little
got.
toys, like little figures and little things.
Yeah, no, I seem to be running out of. Seem to be low on luck when it comes to those little things, because I've been sort of expecting them the more stuff I buy, and it's kind of like nothing. Okay.
I'll have to dig out the Bastel
let's
box in a
face
minute.
it, toys are one reason to get into Eurorack, really. So
there you go.
I'm nearly
It's like
sold.
the Botan
I'm
rice
nearly
candy
sold.
with the toy inside of it.
Yeah, I'm nearly sold. Give me a toy and I'm there.
I must mention one more thing.
Sorry, did I cut across too early?
He is secure, finally. My big rack is now secure.
Okay, wiggle your desk.
It's not...
No,
yes.
Kidding. No, don't.
Oh, dear. Yes, well. So, yep. I haven't turned her on. That's probably why you can't see it. Better do that now.
That's what she said.
Is that better?
Stop
yeah,
it,
that's
Daren.
better.
You're being naughty, Darren.
Yes, anyway, so...
Hey, don't
secured! Yay, so
Don't bring
no
me
more
into it.
avalanches.
I know you're in a mood. I know you are. I can just tell. Especially because you've been hanging around the purple one.
Hey. Well, that's true, yeah. A few days in the studio with the purple one, and then you just never know what's going to come
Hell
out.
breaks loose. That's it, mate. That is it, indeed.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, guys, we should introduce the Synth Quiz. Indeed. Guys, Synth Quiz time. It's here again this week. We can do another one. Yay! It's going to be a doozy this week. I actually think you guys will get it pretty much soon. You'll get it soon. Anyway, please, if you're going to make your guesses, can you make it easier for me to search through the chat? I found last week I was just really having trouble finding the guesses because there's like a million lines of chat. So can you put at Ranzee, so it highlights my name, or just Ranzee, and then Synth Quiz, and then your guess after that, and that way I know because you can highlight my name for other reasons, but just put @Ranzee or Ranzee Synth Quiz and then your guess of what it is. Now, you can have as many guesses as you like, but the first guess is your only official guess, and after that, you're just having some fun. We still don't have a sponsor for this segment, so I would love... I know sponsors have been scared away by that that stinger that we just played, because it's so AI and naff, and it just makes me laugh every time I see it, because just how bad it is. That's my dark sense of humor that you guys know well. We will change the stinger if you want. If you want to be a sponsor, please.
I think it's great.
Let me know.
It's great.
You guys are just dark and
bombastic.
weird like me.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm going to give you the first keyword. The keyword for the first part is red, as in the color red. R-E-D, red. Not red as in you've read a book. Red as in the color, R-E-D. Okay, there's your first keyword. No one is to ask Ian. He's been making too much money on the side.
Yeah. I'm loaded.
No cheating.
So I'm not gonna.
No cheating.
I'm not gonna do that this week.
Guys, if you're going to make your...
How do you think he bought his Terror?
If you're going to do your...
Exactly. I need the money.
Guys in chat, I'm watching your chat right now. If you're going to do your guesses, you've got to say Ranzee, Synth Quiz, and the name of your... So,
Star.
Is that Synth Quiz all one word or with a space?
Synth Quiz can be either. That's fine. Kieran, you've said Synth Quiz without Ranzee. Babs, you've just said your guess without even telling anyone. Same with you, Tracker Jack.
He's like
Synchrotron, you haven't said
children.
Synth Quiz. I can't accept any of them. You guys are not getting it right. You've got to say, look, I will show you. Look,
It's like Simon says.
You just become my old school teacher.
Ranzee,
Exactly.
Synth Quiz, and then my
You should do it in
guess. Like
John
that.
Cleese accent, and then that'd be really good.
Look at that. Just how hard is that? Just do that. Jeez.
Now
You
pay
guys know how to
attention.
type.
Lou.
There we go.
Listen
See,
here,
Andy's got it
Synchrotron.
right. All right. Geez, everyone's going Nord already. Wow. Jeez. Give it
Oh, it's
a
pretty obvious.
chance. You haven't even got the other two words yet. Give it a chance. Anyway, I'm not going to tell you the answer yet. You're going to have to stick around. Don't put all your guesses in too quick. Some of you guys are just poor. Geez, leaping at the
Yes.
gate. As soon as the gate's open, off you go.
Yeah.
You can do Synth Quiz 2 words, 1 word. It doesn't matter. That doesn't matter as long as you put Synth Quiz. Okay, we'll go. Stop being OCD. Right now, let's get stuck into the show. Regular segment time. If you're new here, get used to these. Yes. Now, notice we have a new format with our little our segments. We have got 8 little video windows, and there's 3 free on the right hand side underneath Chris. Chris is the gatekeeper for the right hand side. He's right-handed, by the way, so he can slap you from very, very close range there. Now, those 3 windows are for anyone who wants to join us on Zoom. The Zoom link has been, like, it was posted about 20 chat messages ago. Here, I'll chuck it in again just for you guys. I think you just go, if you go !, Zoom, I think it does it again. Does it? Did that work?
No.
Ooh, no, it didn't work. Maybe the chat system didn't like that. Maybe I have to do it in here.
No substitution, Stephanie.
Nah, that didn't work either.
Didn't work.
Can't get the controls working. Hang on, let me just paste it in here. Ranzee.zoom. There we go. There we go. There's the Zoom link. Join us on Zoom and you can be part of this. Anyway, let's talk about this meme that you're seeing here that you've already read while I was crapping on. They're all dancing to a preset.
Yeah.
It's the 019 ARP Transmania. And the guy
Thank
in
you,
the corner,
Darude.
the guy in the corner is like, I'm
He's
just
an axe murderer,
disappointed.
isn't he?
I'm just disappointed at everyone.
Well, the guy in the corner is one of the troll faces. Is one of the variants of troll face. So.
Exactly, Andy. And the fact is that he knows that preset number 019 didn't take any effort at all. Just like dialed up the preset and just held the button on the D key,
One
and
note
away
jam.
it went.
Yeah.
Yeah, and everyone's dancing because people are so smart.
And he's got a clown hat, so it's a bit strange, isn't he?
It is a bit strange. Anyway, we're going to do this one. Lifestyle magazine says producer blows lottery winnings on 2 Eurorack synth modules.
Bargain.
Guys,
Well, if you buy Schwayman, that's true, right? So
I've always told you, I pick up my Eurorack modules in my Lamborghini. They sit on the front seat as I take them home. You know, it's the lifestyle. It's the Lambo. It's the way. When I rock up to the module place, I actually kind of do a spin and I reverse park at the same time.
You do a handbrake.
Yeah.
Okay,
Little
right.
handbrakey.
You do a
Big
pit
turn,
mover.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
Awesome.
It's very. I
that's
never
called
ever
the
scratch the car.
Rockford.
Yeah,
The Rockford.
he's
That's
not.
it, matey. Yeah, that's it.
Ranzee's oscillators are not the only things that drift.
Oh, that's insane. That's insane. Burn rubber. That's it, boys. Zoom is still waiting for you. There's 3 spots. Jeez, I can't even sell 3 spots. It's free. Can't even sell free. Next, this is what producers and DJs think how cool this is. Well, Barry said, I bought one of these. Total waste of money. I've never even touched it.
What?
Oh, chaboom, chaboom, boom, boom,
yes.
chaboom, boom,
do
boom. Hang on, most people are like, huh? Yes. Anyway, should we rewind that bit? Should we rewind that? No, we've got it. I think we get it now. Kieran gets it. I know you get it, Kieran. Like, just, can you school them in the chat, mate? Just let them all know what the joke's about. School them.
I like he was on a Spanish browser. It says me gusta. You didn't say you like it. It's me gusta.
Yes. Anyway, great bit of marketing there. 21st century, we are worried now about the AI synth, that sort of stuff.
Yes. Replace one with another.
Yeah, we're worried about digital sampling. Now we're worried about AI music. Yes. And
Very
in the
true.
22nd century, who knows? I won't be around, so I won't give a shit. But you guys might be. Maybe they might.
I'm
put
worried
us-
about where the guy in the bottom is looking. So that's just me. But
It's typical Simpsons.
Yes.
But I'm thinking, Andy, they might put our heads in jars like they did in Futurama. Yeah.
Yes.
yeah,
Yeah, you never know.
We'll still be complaining.
They need a pretty
About Behringer,
friggin' big jar to put my head in. Anyway, let's keep going. JX3D has been busy with Photoshop. And he's now come up with, Chris, you're going to be careful here, mate, because he's starting to do products. This is the Volca expansion set. Easy to assemble.
This is not a surprise to me because he sent me several of these product ideas.
Yes.
but it's
Interestingly-
not as portable as the Volca is.
I didn't want to steal his meme limelight at the time, but I did mention that the DJ's name was the Proctologist. And then everyone kind of lost their shit.
DJ Procto. Yeah.
I do the jokes. Leave the money on the fridge, guys.
Straight to the pool room.
Anyway, yes, indeed it is. I think, are we done? We are done.
Actually, more likely to be called DJ Gape, but that's another story. So.
I'm wondering if the poll works. Let's see if the poll works. Bang.
Ooh.
Did that work? There we go.
Ooh, there you go. Although, not really doing a lot, is it?
Kind of a bit weird, isn't it? It's a bit weird. Poll started for Synth Memes, episode 284. You can enter by typing !vote. I don't know what
okay.
ID means. Oh, okay. ID means the number that you would choose for the options. So 0 is the ARP dancing meme. 1 is the Eurorack Lotto. 2 is the Great Review. 3 is the Millennial Controversies. And 4 is the Volca expansion. So vote, and then space, and then the number.
Space.
Let's see if it works.
Is it number in brackets? or not?
No, I don't think you put it. Or you can try.
Right. Okay.
Guys are trying it. No, I think it needs a space. Yeah, it needs a space, Chris.
Space.
Let's see if it's getting that. Oh, yeah, it's working. Whoever put up dancing in. Yeah. Oh, it's coming in, guys. I'm getting the answers.
Lovely.
We've got 50 seconds to go. Keep them coming. This is actually really cool to watch. I'm actually seeing, right, I can see that everyone has voted for one of them, all of them except for one. So I can tell you
Welcome
that.
people to Internet Chat. Internet Relay Chat.
Exclamation mark, vote. So the good thing about it is you can do this on a mobile phone. You don't need any sort of special
That's
things
true,
to click
yeah.
on. So this is actually a pretty cool way. And the other reason why I wanted to go with this is because I can have more than the limited options that
options.
YouTube gives
Yeah.
me.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's
You
cool.
should get like 4 options, right?
Yeah,
3 or
yeah.
4 options.
You only get 4 options on the built-in one. Exactly, Woogu. See?
Yeah.
See?
The only
better.
the only thing that would be really good is if you could sticky the actual voting
8,
form part of it.
7,
That would have been nice.
6, 5, 4,
Because it scrolls.
3,
off the screen too.
2, 1.
Ooh.
Dun-dun, dun-dun, dun-dun-dun-dun.
Voting's finished, and there, look, I didn't
Oh.
even press anything, and it just bloody exploded all this crap in chat. Look at that. Poll is closed. You can no longer vote on anything. The winning option is Art Dancing One with 4 votes. There you go.
That one deserves just for the troll face guy. You gotta vote for that one. So.
That was my
Doing a
second
Trump
choice.
dance.
Indeed. Hey, Keithy, you're in Synth East. Cool, mate. You
I
come
thought
back.
it was.
Yeah,
Ooh.
you come back, mate. It's all right. You got an excuse. Good on you, mate. Don't buy too much down there.
Go
Do
feed
not.
your GAS. Yeah.
Guys, let us know in chat if you thought the poll was easy to use. I thought it was pretty cool.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah, I dug it.
Cool.
Simple.
You guys have probably seen this before. I think they use it on what do you call it, Twitch and stuff like that. So I like the bot. Yeah, I like the bot too. The bot's awesome. I'm going to see if I can try and use them a bit more. The bot's cool. Right, that's it for synth memes. Well done, everyone. We should head over this way. Don't forget, guys, there's still 3 spots, which I haven't sold yet to anyone, to jump in on Zoom. The Zoom link is being pasted like about 5-6 messages ago in chat. In fact, I will pin it. I'll pin the Zoom up the top. There you go. You can have that pinned. There you go. Look at that. If you're looking for the Zoom link, it's there. No one's in Zoom. I can tell you that because I'm looking at the Zoom channel right now. And I'm in there by myself and I'm feeling really lonely. Anyway, let's talk about this. Vocoder. My kind of comment. Ooh, that was the video lined up for you guys. My comment about this was it's a vocoder for Eurorack, and I was kind of thinking to myself, how are you guys going to do this? It's going to be kind of interesting because usually a vocoder would require you to play chords in it to sort of get it to do the traditional stuff, right? And then I started watching the video a bit more and I realized that they're actually letting you do all this kind of cool stuff. This module really kind of surprised me, to be fair. Anyway, let's talk about it. What is it? It's Behringer. Yes, your favorite company has produced another Eurorack module. Yes, your favorite type of music instrument. The Behringer VC16 is a 16-band vocoder for Eurorack designed to bring classic vocoding effects to your modular setup. It features 6 digital oscillators, triangle/ramp, square/pulse, multiple waves, noise, vox, and FM, and across 2 carrier banks, allowing for a wide range of tonal possibilities. With 3-voice polyphony, the VC16 enables rich harmonic textures, and it also offers the flexibility to external carrier signal, expanding its creative potential. The module is designed and integrated seamlessly with any Eurorack system, providing both versatility and high-quality sound. You can chuck in a line mic modulator input signal featuring a level control. You can use MIDI via the DIN and also via the USB-C connector there. Eurorack specs is 16 HP. It only draws about 100 milliamps of juice out of your Eurorack, and it's priced at 99 Malula bars. Now, guys, let's watch this.
Bass with the right sound, try to make it granular, articulate. Get it just right till it locks in tight on the modular, the modular. Articulate bass with the right sound, try to make it granular, articulate. Get it just right till it locks in tight on the modular, the modular. Cycle the rain like a modulator, faster than anyone. The runaway, Daren tone on the vocal control, let it sing.
Right, boys and girls. What the hell? What's going on there? I have to turn that off manually now. Ugh, I have to fix that. Oh, also that is, why is that over there? That should be there. That's better. I have to fix a few things here. You know who gave me a call just then? Daft Punk. And
They want their sound back.
yeah, they said this.
Stop it. Get some help.
They did indeed. Stop stealing their music and stop stealing their ideas is what Daft Punk said. But anyway, let's get more serious. Guys, talk about this, please.
You should get lucky.
And with James, I do not like this kind of music. I have to say, I think vocoders are overused at best. Having spent some of this week listening to Kraftwerk and vocoders,
Yeah.
I'm reading Karl Bartok's book, so I'm listening to the albums. I've just gone through computer music, so I'm done to death with vocoders. Really,
You are indeed.
I have to say, I once saw John Fox do a concert, and he used the vocoder in the Korg, micro Korg, and that was the only time that I really thought somebody had used a vocoder that didn't sound like this. And he used it to such great effect in that concert. But everybody else doing that sort of thing, it was so last year or last century. It's about 5 minutes.
Time machine.
But
Yeah.
Well, you also have options. I mean, you don't have to use it the same way everyone else does. You can run drum machine stuff through it. You can do this and that and do all kinds of crazy stuff with it, not just the same old boring vocal stuff. So,
I mean, but more people need to do that, though, don't they, Andy?
yeah,
More
it's a
people need
filter
to do
bank,
something
really. So
different.
you can do all kinds of stuff with it. So,
Question for you guys: is this Behringer cloning something else that's already out there?
Probably. Probably. I
mean, they probably reverse engineered the Moog one, right?
Is
That's
Mutable
also
Instruments?
16 band.
It's not a Mutable Instruments vocoder, if I remember rightly. So it's not Mutable Instruments. Yeah, I'm trying to think. Someone will know. Like, get onto Modular Grid and find out.
Or maybe they looked at Orange Vocoder and made a hardware version.
Well, yeah, plugins were the only thing I thought was sort of the obvious comparison here, because it seems to me, being a DSP powered module, that plugins would be sort of your starting point for the sound of it. But the actual utility of it, the patch points and the arrangement of things and stuff like that, that's definitely from the modular world, which is quite a different take on the plugin side. So, but yeah, no, the only vocoders I can think of that are produced in modular have been fully analog. There are patches, the Disting EX, that have have vocoder, but of course limited number of inputs. Well, actually, the EX is an EX plus.
Yeah, I think one of my Mutable has a mode for vocoder.
I mean, you guys who are into modular, does this float your boat?
The price floats my boat.
Oh, the price is
It does
actually.
I like
visually.
vocoders, so I would be
Yeah,
interested in it. But yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
I mean, I have at
I'm
least
sort
10
of torn.
keyboards that have vocoders in them. So.
I'll tell you,
I'm
I'll
really
tell you
tempted
what.
to get
Two or
it.
three.
There's a few things that I find that's interesting. Number one is that it's digital. So
means clarity.
as you guys said, it's not analog. A lot of vocoders are analog. I actually really highly rate the vocoders out of the Korgs, the Radius,
Yeah.
the
Korg one's good.
the Micro Korg.
Yeah.
They're some of my favorite vocoders. I know that their digital emulation's based on more, the original analog stuff, but because they're digital, they actually do a really good job of it.
Yeah.
Um,
They're a
and
bit
in-
more stable.
and I feel that this is going to give people what they want a lot quicker. I probably need to see what sort of these controls are capable of doing, because it's nice to have them, like resonance and modulation and frequencies and all that stuff. But how much control is it giving us? What's the limitation in the MIDI? All that sort of stuff. We need to find that out.
There's a few obvious points that have been pointed out by people in chats, such as I think the formant itself is not CVable yet.
Yeah, it doesn't look like it is.
Yeah,
That's a shame. 'Cause
that may be
that would be nice.
that may be a software update.
Unless it's through MIDI, maybe.
Well,
Yeah.
they could all be different. The MIDI spec
Yeah.
could be quite different from the panel spec. People were annoyed that the mic line switch is on the back of the module, not on the
Right.
front.
Oh,
That
right.
I
makes-
don't know why that.
That-
Not quite sure why
that
that
is
is a
silly,
deal breaker. I'm a DIY. I have a drill and a switch.
Yeah.
It's a problem
but
solved for
you
me.
You shouldn't have to
Yeah,
do
but you
that.
avoid the
You
warranty
shouldn't.
immediately. So.
I know.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
Yes.
I
Some
do remember
questions
Kieran's
over-
talking about
some-
Sorry, I was just going to say that Kieran's in the chat's talking about the Digitech Talker as his favourite vocoder. I do remember that vocoder, and I remember
do
quite
too.
liking it.
It's a guitar pedal one. It's really good.
Yeah,
Cool.
yeah.
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 Well, the Elisa's
There's
little
other-
guitar pedal one, the performance effects one, is really good. It even has built-in, stuff you can just vocode very simply without having to hook anything else as a carrier.
Yep.
You just use yourself as a modulator with the built-in stuff. It's very cool.
Yeah.
I have to say, I've never used a vocoder sound on a track. I've messed around with the Korg one when I first got it, but I've not even bothered.
How about
plugging
TalkBox?
a
You ever
mic
do a
into them.
TalkBox?
No.
I wish this
Really?
did do
No.
TalkBox.
Yeah, it'd be
So I
nice
love
if it
I love
did.
TalkBox.
TalkBox.
Yeah.
No.
It hasn't been done emulated enough, I think, TalkBoxes,
Yeah.
and well enough.
So no, I've not.
It's easy to
I've
make
not
one
gone
though,
down
for a
that
few
road.
bucks.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
what
yeah.
I'm saying. Yeah.
All right,
I
boys.
made one in high school for like $20. So
Yeah, exactly.
Let's move on, because I think Behringer have had enough love for this show. We'll move on. The next thing is the ST Modular CV Pan. You can never ever have enough CV panning, and I actually think this is a
cool.
really cool idea. So let's jump over to the video and watch.
Hey, let's take a look at the CV Pan stereo panning module from ST Modular. CV Pan is a traditional CV panning module that is used to distribute a signal manually or automatically to both stereo channels. Here are the main features. CV Pan is a CV panning module with stereo input and output sockets. When a stereo
Is it me, or is this an AI generated
Yes.
video?
it is AI. It's very
All right.
annoying. Yeah.
Yeah,
let's
Oh
not-
yeah, I've heard that on a lot of
Let's not
things.
play it then,
Yeah.
because that does my head in. Let me tell you guys what it is. Let's go back to here.
Yes,
Whoa,
it's
that's gone
simple
all over the
enough,
shop
mate.
now. That has gone
Those
all over the
videos
shop.
really want to stay in the foreground, mate.
I know. I've got to fix up the function buttons.
Script.
Yep.
Yeah.
And it's okay. I'll do that next during the week. As I said, the ST Modular CV Pan is it's a dynamic stereo panning module, and it allows you to manually or voltage controllably distribute the mono and stereo input across left and right outputs, enabling a spatial movement with your modular setup. Now, these things, I reckon that you need like heaps of these throughout.
Yeah.
Right.
One for
Very
each
very
channel,
handy.
yeah.
A lot of mixing consoles and things like that don't have the ability to modulate panning, and modulating panning is a cool thing. It does have inbuilt protection, the bridge rectifier in it, so you can plug it the wrong way around, it will work. It does have stereo input and output. It has manual and CV panning controls. It does have a CV attenuator as well, which you can fine tune the influence of incoming CV. And it has a little LED indicator, which I'm a bit disappointed that the video was kind of like really not showing that well. It just kind of did this animation with this like it wasn't showing it properly. Anyway, 6 HP is a little bit on the chunky side, I feel. It'd be nice if it was 4 HP or maybe less, and it's $122. Once again, I kind of feel maybe a little tiny bit on the pricey side, but that's US dollars. I feel like it should be, personally, I feel like it should be 4 HP and around about, or less, and around about $70-$80. And I feel like that's kind of a good sweet spot. But, you know, ST Modular, who are based in Germany, which probably explains why he's used AI to do the video, because he probably doesn't speak good English. But there you go. Anyone want to have a comment about the CV Pan from ST Modular?
I think you're right. It's one of those things that you don't tend to put on one thing. You tend to want to put it on multiple things. So you probably tend to want to buy more of them, and then you're going, 12 HP when I buy 2. Geez, I could get, 3 4s would be 12 HP. Yeah, it's an interesting one. I think it should take up less room as well. There's a lot of blank panel space there, guys.
There is. 2 HP, if you guys are watching, do a 2 HP version of this, and we'll love you forever.
Wow.
Yeah. All right, shall we move on? We shall.
They could have put more inputs.
Maybe, yeah, crossover option there, Daren. Is that what you're thinking? Both CV panning and crossover.
Yeah, just considering the price is that little bit out of, like you said, it's not quite down at the 70-ish. Just with that space
needs
as well.
Needs another utility, doesn't it, to make it worth that? Yeah.
Yeah.
Indeed, it does. All right, next is this guy from Jake's Custom Shop. This is the JCS, or Jake's Custom Shop, DE8, and he's calling it Beneath the Bush of Ghosts. I don't know why, but that's what he's calling it.
Wow.
Okay, what is this? It's a crazy eurorack module, this thing, and it looks like it's hemispherical too, doesn't it? With the left and right kind of mirrored out. Yeah. Anyway, it is a quad sampler inspired by the ISD 1820 chip. If you guys know anything about that chip, it's
it's the voice recorder chip.
It features 4 independent yet interconnected sampling channels, each designed for creative sound design and experimental patching. The module offers both mix and individual outputs, allowing for flexible routing and cross modulation between the channels. And it is sleek, black custom panel. Adds a stylish touch to any modular setup. Now, this was originally featured in 2023, and it was just called, back then, it was just called Beneath the Bush of Ghosts Lo-Fi Sampler. So this is an update on it, and I think he's done the hemispherical sort of stuff. So it got DivKid interested in it. Anyway, I'll show you guys the video. We're going to go 3, play. This is the video for 2023. So this is not the module. This is the old one. It'll give you an idea what it sounds like.
Is that clicking meant to happen?
Yeah, I feel like it's something that the new one hopefully has fixed.
Yeah. It did say in the thing that the clicking, you either love it or you hate it. And after a bit, I think you'd get to hate it.
Yeah.
You get that with granular stuff, like microgranular does that too. You get clicks and pops and stuff. So.
Yeah.
Anyway, that is it. The Beneath the Bush of Ghosts.
But I like the artwork on the last one, not this one.
Yeah, it's actually got the bush on it.
Yeah.
Do you think it's a reference to?
Cool,
do you think it's a reference to Brian Eno and David Byrne's album? which was in the Bush of Ghosts. My Life in the Bush of Ghosts.
I think so, because that's what
Yeah.
when I googled Beneath the Bush of Ghosts, only didn't come anything up, but then the Eno album showed up in like a like sort of thing. I wouldn't be surprised.
No, I think so.
I'm hoping that he's fixed the clicky thing, because that just requires just a little bit of a low pitch gate sort of function to sort of just round off the edge of the start of that sample looping, right? That's all it needs.
I think it's the empty buffer underneath the loop that's the problem.
Yeah, but you can fix
The
it with
empty
an audio routing low pass gate sort of, some sort of small
I see.
attacking thing.
Yeah, like a pop, pop function type thing.
There's it's got this thing called generation of loss patching, which engages the normalization change and creates evolving loops. So it goes 1, 2, 3, 4 back to 1, and then keep going, which I think is interesting. So that other one back in 2023, I don't know if it was quite the same, but anyway, it looks like he's progressed. Price $325. And did I tell you the size?
Yeah, the old one was red, right?
The old one was red.
Color.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be lo-fi. Okay, so I think the clicking would do us all a bit in, I think. But there is no audio demos of the new one yet, so we're showing something that's 2 years old here. And it was a prototype back then.
Just run everything through Isotope after you record it. It's all fine.
Yeah, get rid of the clicking in Isotope.
Yeah.
That is such a frustrating thing, don't you think, guys? Like if you've got to go to restoration techniques with your audio recording, you know that you're in a world of hurt. Once you start, you've recorded something, and all of a sudden now you're having to use Isotope restoration.
Well, I've had little
for
digital
RX
recorders
and stuff.
add artifacts. It's like little glitches and stuff. Like, what happened there? So I had to take it out with Isotope.
Yeah, and sometimes that you've got no choice, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, certainly the red one looks better with the tree than this, I think.
Yeah, we need the tree back.
It's 80 quid. You can buy it at Thonk. Still available, apparently.
The old one?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
He's got 2 in stock, so...
There you go. JakesCustomShop.com is where you get the new one anyway. But anything that you see on the show, I mentioned you guys at the start, that you can check it out in the blog article. It's popping out on the internet at around about 6 p.m. UTC, which I think is 6 p.m. UK at the moment. I think you guys are parity with UTC, right, at the moment in the UK? You guys are on GMT and UTC at the same time?
Guess, yeah. I'm lucky to know what day it is.
Because your daylight savings, I think, kicks in March, right?
Yeah, I guess. Yeah. Just tell me when to put the clocks forward or back.
Yeah. All right, guys, we're going to keep moving. Chris is feeling really lonely over on his right-hand side there. Chris, you could slap people around. No one would know because there's no one there. Next is Batverb by Noise Engineering. Noise Engineering are a eurorack module manufacturer, and Batverb is a guitar pedal. So stop whinging that there's too many eurorack modules, because this ain't one. Hopefully you guys will like this. It is a stereo reverb pedal designed for experimental soundscapes and atmospheric textures. Departing from the traditional room simulation, Batverb focuses on generating synthetic reverb tails, making it an instrument in its own right. Inspired by the Desmodus Versio module, which is one of theirs, the Batverb offers extensive control over timbre, echoes, and dynamics, allowing users to morph effects from slapback delays to infinite reverb tails seamlessly. It is a versatile design, and it makes it suitable for guitars, synths, and other various instruments. So, let's have a look at the video, and then I'll come back and I'll let you know what some of the features are of it. Let me do this first. There, and play.
Hey everyone, I'm Patrick from Noise Engineering, and today we're diving into Batverb, our new stereo reverb pedal built for massive atmospheres, tonal chaos, and pure sonic exploration. let's hear it with some modular and other hardware synths.
There we go. That seems to be pretty cool. I'm not going to give it all away. You guys can go check it out yourselves. That is the Batverb by Noise Engineering. As I mentioned before, Noise Engineering are eurorack module manufacturers. They have made this algorithm kinda in another module called the Des Modus Versio. Now, you would have noticed in the video there was a couple of different modes, and it says also some things on the pedal. You can see there Doom and Shimmer controls. If you're wondering what that does, that adds harmonic and overtones to enrich the reverb texture. The grit switch adds or introduces a harmonic distortion to the reverb tail. The adjustable filters, you've got a high pass and a low pass there. There's a dynamic response. It features a duck switch to control the reverb's behavior, enabling it to duck out of the way of the input signal or match the dynamics of your playing. So, for example, if you had a guitar. Similar to a gated reverb is kind of where they're going with that. There is an infinite foot switch in connection on the back, which enables you to foot control or CV control infinite reverb tails by muting the input and the reverb tank, maximizing the feedback. There's an expression input which you can assign to any parameter on the pedal for real-time control. There's preset storage as well on this. And there's also a configurable bypass, which you'd hope for because most guitar pedalists like that. It's $499 US. Guys, tell me about your thoughts.
It sounds
Pricey.
It sounds. I like the fact it's got a knob called Doom. I mean, what's it doing that I can't get out of my microcosm? To some extent. The microcosm's got so much more. Sorry, say again, Andy.
Maybe a little more control. I love microcosm, but the control is hard on it. So
I've spent a lot of time this week on the microcosm because I'm going to use it on Friday, and I'm really getting into it. I mean, I've been doing the looping thing and all of that with it. And
that's great. I love it.
It's yes, and it is sort of slightly out of control, but I like that about it. You know, you're right. He probably has got more control with this, but.
Bit more function.
It's a really big market. There's a lot of reverb pedals out there. There's more and more sort of left field pedals. So, you know, at this price point, I'm not so sure. It sounds a bit pricey to me.
Well, you compare it to Big Sky or something.
Yeah, exactly. Big Sky's the one.
It's kind of competing.
Big Sky, Night Sky, Microcosm.
Yeah.
All those big high-end pedals, which, I mean, I must admit, I am getting more into my pedals than the modular, Ian. I've got quite a few interesting pedals, and I don't know why, but I seem to have turned to the pedals rather than using the modular. I don't know, but it just feels I quite like it. But like you say, I've got the microcosm, I've got Blue Sky, I've got another pedal which is, in fact, actually, what is it? For reversing reverbs and everything. So would I need it? And like you said, the price is right in that area where there's a lot of big make pedals out there. If it was half the price, maybe, then I'd be quite interested.
Yeah. There's also Eventide.
Don't forget Effectsaid, which is a cheap version.
Yeah. Black Hole.
Effectsaid has all these algorithms
exactly.
you can load for free. So.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
questionable.
I like how they're getting into pedals. So I like that because I think was it ALM who did a pedal
Yes, they did.
effects
That's the MFX.
not so long ago. So
yeah.
So I like the way they're getting into pedals and making it more desktop orientated. So I think that's a good idea. I'm just a bit on the price and a bit about the product, but I like that. I like the artwork anyway.
Yeah, the artwork's lovely.
The artwork looks great, you know. And I'd like to play with
The
it.
cool thing about bats is they actually contribute some of their money to bat conservation. That's why they're into bats so much. So,
all right.
That they actually, if you talk to them at NAMM, they often have a card at the booth that talks about bat conservation. So they're big on bats. So good on them.
Much maligned.
Bats are important.
Yes, that's another thumbs up.
Yeah, thumbs up. Yeah.
I think if you're looking for, like I say, if it was just a little bit cheaper, and if you were looking for quite an extraordinary reverb, then yeah, it'd be great. But for people who've got quite a few big reverbs like me and Ian and anyone else who's got that type of stuff, then the price would probably put you off because you can already do similar to what you can do.
Yeah, I think the microcosms reverb is the weakest part of it, really. So, you know, I mean, if I'm already using. I mean, I already plan to use the reverb in the Terror rather than the one that's actually in the microcosm. So I think if I was to go out with the microcosm and other things, I would take a different reverb pedal with it rather than use the reverb that's built in. And no, like I say, if this was a bit cheaper, then you'd buy that and maybe have that and microcosm.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. This is to fit in.
I think
a couple of pedals.
Yeah. So the
Also
ALM
modular,
the ALM MFX pedal that we showed on the show was episode 251, and just you guys just to compare prices, that was only $350. So this is $499. So it's quite considerably a lot more. Don't forget though, it had very small amount of controls on that, and it was quite a small sort of slimline pedal. So just wanted to quickly mention that. So you go ahead, Andy. I cut you off, didn't I?
just real quick, you mentioned the Desmodus versio. Desmodus is a genus of vampire bat. So
yeah, exactly.
Right.
Which has got the kind of the whole Transylvania vibes going on it, hasn't it?
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah. That's pretty cool.
Yeah,
all right.
Yeah, I'm glad they're doing pedals.
Hang on, Darren. Let me full screen you. What are you showing us there, buds?
Ooh.
Up. Go up. There you go.
Up.
Not that far up. Bit down. There you go. Look at that.
Stop. Yeah, there we are. Oh, that's great. That's fantastic.
It's a lore amongst itself there, mate.
Lovely.
Yeah. So that's good for that. That's I use that with other reverbs as well. So, and that's not quite as expensive as that.
Right.
Earthquake also has a good one called
it's a
Afterneath.
cut, yeah.
Afterneath is cool.
Yes, I looked at that.
Yeah. Guys,
they have a modular version and a pedal version.
Quick interruption. Let me just go full screen on me. Quick interruption. The next keyword for the synth quiz is green. The color green. There we go. Anyway, that's it for Noise Engineering's Batverb. Good job, I thought. Excellent looking idea. And I feel like it's an interesting take on some of the reverby stuff. I'm a big fan, personally, of reverb tails. And Darren, I know you are as well. And anything that kind of lets us manipulate the tail of the reverb. I find a lot of reverb things don't let us do that. They let us do the other stuff that generates the tail. But I like to manipulate the tail. And that's a tale for another day, unfortunately, because we're going to move on to Erica Synth's Mutant series. Now, there's a couple of new modules here, and there's also a couple of remade. Why is Siri thinking that I'm talking to it? Piss off, Siri. There's a couple of reintroduced modules from Erica Synth. The whole Hex Inverter drum series that you're about to see as well. So we're going to kind of spin through this in a block, because there's actually quite a lot, and I don't really feel like we have enough time to go through some of the ones, because they're a second suck of the Sav, if you want to call it, module coming back modules into the But the Mutant Hot Glue, this one here is these modules are actually inspired, I should say, by iconic drum machines, but they offer expanded features. Now this particular module is kind of like the glue. So this is what you're going to connect all these drum modules to into this. And this provides you sort of like a mixing slash complex effects chain type thing. So what this offers is this integrates high quality analog compressor with voltage controlled distortion and a send return path, making that sort of drum. These are the things that you want in a mixer sort of thing for drum sort of sounds, because that will help you. The analog compressor offers both series and parallel compression with sidechain. The voltage control distortion is based on the enhanced guitar pedal designs for drum distortion. There's a 4-channel mixer, which includes 2 effects sends per channel for flexible routing, and dedicated effects send return. As you can see, they're pretty decent I/O, and it's only $299 US. Now I'm going to keep moving through because there's module after module after module here, and it's all part of the Hex Inverter series. The next one is the Rimshot. Obviously, that is a Rimshot generating module. It's fully analog percussion module inspired by classic drum machines, specifically the TR909 Rimshot. It features a triple bridge T oscillator design, which we talked about actually on a show not long ago, coupled with a state variable filter, allowing it for a wide range of percussive sounds beyond the traditional Rimshot that you are used to hearing on the 909. So it includes claves and unique synthesized tones. The analog Rimshot and clave generator emulates classic drum machines as sounds, as you know. Triple oscillator core utilizes the triple bridge T, as I mentioned before. State variable filter, external input, and comprehensive CV control, as you can see there. That one is $249. Next is the Mutant clap. The Mutant clap is also inspired by the TR909 clap, featuring an enhanced noise generator and a reverb. Now, it's an analog circuitry for the clap sound. It's got voltage controlled LFSR noise generator. Chris, what does LFSR stand for?
Linear something shift register. I forgot what the F stands for.
Linear frequency shift register, isn't it?
Oh, linear frequency shift register.
Built-in reverb effects with the CV control on the delay, external input for noise, and it also can function as a chip tune style VCO. Interesting. This is $199. Next, we've got the Mutant hi-hats. The Mutant hi-hats is obviously a hi-hat generating sound module with classic hi-hat sounds from drum machines. They're analog, independence for open and closed hi-hats, voltage control over decay, external input for noise, and enhanced sound shaping stuff you can see on there. $199 for that smacker. And then we've got the Snare, and it's interesting, this one. I actually remember showing this module way back, and I was making a joke about the snappy knob in the middle, and maybe it should have been a shitty knob instead, and then you could have your shit snare module.
Switch position for, too shit, too good, too shit, just right.
But unfortunately, it's not a Volca drum.
Oh God! Nothing can emulate that.
It was so bad.
It's going down in the annals of time with the Timberwolves.
The shit snare knob that goes from solid to runny, right? So.
Indeed. Anyway, this is not a shit snare. This is actually a snare from a TR909. Again, analog sounding drum snare. Analog actual circuitry on this. Noise generator with pitch control, voltage control over the snappy decay and pitch, and external input for noise, built-in reverb as well. And that's $199. I believe the reverb's obviously digital in this sense. Okay, is it the last one? I think it's the last one. Yes, it's the last one. I told you there was a lot. This is the BassDrum. It's an analog bass drum based on the TR808, enhanced with voltage control distortion. It is an analog generation of sound. It has a built-in voltage controlled battery acid style distortion. External input for processing other signals through it, and there's also a voltage control over the distortion amount, a decay, and the pitch, and it's $199 US as well. So there is a plethora of modules that have come back from Erica Synths, and some of you guys are probably like, I didn't even know they existed in the first place. Well, they did, and then they didn't, and now they're back, is kind of what we're saying. But let's have a look at this, because we can see them all in action, including, that's not the right word, including a module which I haven't shown you, which is called the Mutant Brain, which I'll just neglected to show you, but then if you guys want to ask questions about it, let me know. And that's on the left-hand side. Let's go. All right, I think we'll give that a pause there, guys. But who enjoyed that? Pretty good.
No, it's all right.
Yeah,
I enjoyed it.
yeah.
I like
Good.
the snare. Sound was really good. That kind of resonant, rim shotty type snare sound.
Yeah.
Quite
The
like
bass drum definitely sounded TR-8080 to me. Guys, I did a quick
Meh.
jump the old put the accountant's hat on, got the accountant glasses wearing, got the streaming calculator
up.
tape spitting out the back, and I did a little bit of adding up. And if you wanted to buy all of those modules, it's $1,344. And then if you take off the hot glue, which is the thing that you didn't need the hot glue, it's $1,045 if you just wanted to have the bass drum, the snare, the clap, the hi-hats.
Yeah, that's
And what wasn't in the video was the rim shot. So that's $1,045. And I'm just thinking, sorry, this is not a dig at Erica, because I love Erica. They're really, really cool. But just go buy yourself a Roland TR-8S and you are cooking with gas, boys. And you don't have to take up all of that Eurorack space.
and if you want a slightly different sound to the 808, get a drum brew and impact or something.
Yeah, if you want an analog
Similar
one,
kind of
drum brew
territory.
impact, great point. Yep.
Oh, if I'm
Or
on
even
a
the-
DMX
with this
one.
much
Even
stuff.
the Korg
That's
drum
right,
log. Korg drum log. It's another
Yeah,
one.
that's another good one.
With this
I
much stuff, you always
didn't,
have to consider the space, right? Because it costs a lot for that space.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, it does
Yeah,
cost
it's
a lot
taking
of
up about 100 and I reckon it's taking about 104 HP there. You guys, that's including that one that I didn't show on the right.
That's
By the
kind
way,
of the
Mutant
reason.
Brain is
Yeah.
amazing. It's the core of my MIDI CV thing. I love Mutant Brain. So
Anyway, well done for them bringing them back.
Yeah, it's cool.
I feel like, okay, so one of the things everyone tends to say that's bad about these modules is they take up a lot of HP when you put them all together. But then you will definitely whinge your butt off when you realize that you've now, if you're making them into little 2 HP modules, you've got none of those tactile controls that these are offering over each of the sounds. So there is a benefit and a loss with this type of modular.
That's why I like
Looking,
the idea
looking
of
at that,
having.
looking at that lovely setup there of Erica Synths, I can see someone else doing it cheaper. No names.
Yeah. Yeah. There it is there, Darren. Yes. Maybe even copying the exact layout and color, which they have done before.
Probably.
Yeah.
All right.
This is I was just going to say this is why I like the hybrid.
It looks
approach
almost
of-
ready for them.
Sorry, Chris, what you saying?
I was going to say that's why I like the hybrid approach of having one or two really deep drum synthesis modules combined with sort of more feature pack compact ones.
Yeah.
Yeah, kind of like that combination myself.
But when you think about it, like if you buy a TR-808 or even the Behringer RD8 or RD9 or whatever, they're actually quite big, right? So this is not really dissimilar in size in that sense. Yeah, food for thought anyway.
A lot more.
Costs a hell of a lot more. James, I'm with you, mate. I'm with you. I actually think they should have had a shit snare knob on it, and I reckon it would have sold a lot more. Anyway, we are going to go next, and next is why is that not going next?
Oh no!
Oh, what happened to the last image? Interesting. Okay, we're not going to go next because the image hasn't turned up. Oh, okay. Look, why don't we just do it this way? The image, the title's there, but the image is not. And I will go like...
Drag it over the top.
I will go like that, and then I will show you guys exactly what I just did by doing that. Let's talk about this. Texturize by a company called... Drumroll. Sound Ghost. Now... who here, hands up in video land, and if you guys are at home watching this on chat, you can put your hands up as well, and I just feel included. Hands up if you own a Novation piece of hardware. They've got launch controls, they've got synths, they've got all sorts of stuff. Hands up if you own a Novation piece of hardware. Anytime, all the way back to the Wasp, right? Novation hardware. If you do own Novation hardware... you can have this for free. This piece of software. Yep. Novation are offering you the Texturize by Sound Ghost for all registered hardware owners for free until the 10th of April 2025. To get your free plugin, simply log in to your Novation account and confirm your Novation hardware registration and follow the instructions to get yourself a free copy. And just to wet your whistle and prick your ears, let's have a look at it. Right, cool. Guys, I don't know if you noticed, but right at the end of that video, there was something cool about this module. Who picked up on it?
Load in your own samples.
Load in your own samples, exactly. How cool's that?
Load in your own found sounds that you've recorded out in the field. Field recordings.
Mate. That's it. I thought you were
Not
going to say
just loaded,
something
you
else.
can edit them in the interface too, which is cool.
I honestly thought Chris was going to say something else. Load in your own starts with an F. But that's fine.
I wouldn't do that.
Why not?
You
Why
can
not?
do that if you want.
All right, boys. Why don't we head on over to the Mac? Because I've got it. Choo, bang. There we go. Look at that. Texturize sitting on the Mac. Look. Now, I've got the 80 plugged in. The 80 is that beautiful software synth by Zills Labs that you guys heard and probably salivated over. And we've got some sounds going in. I'm going to minimize that because it's in the way. So just know that that's making the noise. And then what we've done is we've got sends C, you can see there, send C, right, is about a little bit over 50% sending at the moment. So that's going into C, which is Texturize, and there's Texturize sitting over there on the send return part. At the moment, I've got particles, and let's have a listen to this. Now, when you do this, you can obviously crank this right up and you can hear all the particles now. And the other thing you can do is you select your little thing and you can then go into the interface and have a little play with it, boys and girls. Let's have a play. What can we do with this? Double click and resets it back to the middle, just like I beautifully wanted. Guys, all of that stuff is animatable through your DAW by animating those things, using other forms of LFOs and stuff like that. So you can animate those things. What else can you do? You can select your thing by clicking on there, or you can go into your folders and samples and things like that. And they've nicely categorized it all. So where was that one? Noise, and you had all the different colors of noise there. Lots of different versions of white. Foley, you've got really some nice, interesting Foley things going on here. Popping candy. Yeah, that was kind of interesting.
Like pop rocks.
Yeah. We could even get a bit of Blade Runner sort of going on here. Yeah. We're all getting the vibes, aren't we? That chick running through the rain with a see-through raincoat. Whoa.
Too bad she won't live.
Yeah.
What do you think of that? It's not bad for free, is it, guys?
I'm just getting it now.
There you go. See, look what I bring you guys. Look at all these cool things I bring you, hey?
Absolutely.
How cool is that? Enjoy that, because I certainly am. I actually think it's a nice little. I mean, look, there's more than 10 ways of doing sort of texturizing stuff. You could do it, but I think the simplicity of the VST itself, and how you can use it as a send or an insert type effect, it makes it kind of pretty cool. But each to their own. There are some other features on here as well, like for example, you can listen to it by itself just by clicking on that button there. Fucking around with filters. So basically you do that to get it how you want to get it sounding, and then you can automate that, as I said before. It's free, and I think, what does it usually cost, guys? Anyone found it?
$79 or something.
Wow.
Although there's a special at the moment for $39, but the normal price is $79.
Normally $79.
It's took me 2 minutes to. I've just downloaded it.
Well, guys, give Sound Ghost a bit of love and give Novation a bit of love for that, because I think that's an awesome little gift that they've sent.
Absolutely.
thanks to being a Novation owner, I got the Ableton Suite really cheap too. So it pays to be a Novation owner.
It does. There's a whole load of
Okay,
stuff.
When did you get that
Okay,
cheap?
guys,
How many years ago was
rubbing
that?
it in.
It was about a year ago, maybe 8 months, something like that.
Recent.
It was a special deal. Yeah, it was cool.
Yeah.
I mean, it was like the whole suite for like $450 or something like that. It's like dirt cheap.
What are the chatties saying? I have not been keeping an eye on it. Looks like some people have gone and grabbed it already. That's good to see.
Oh, maybe I do have something from Novation.
Focusrite.
I've got a.
Yeah, Focusrite works. I believe.
Focusrite.
Does it? Focusrite. I do have a Focusrite. I got a Scarlett.
Yeah,
And I've
Focusrite.
also got the original. Oh, what's it called? The grid. The lighting.
Oh,
up
the
grid.
Launchpad.
Launchpad.
Yeah, I've got the original Launchpad.
Have you registered it?
I
Go
probably
register
did.
it.
It was a long time ago when I did that kind of
Good.
stuff.
Even if you haven't, go register it now. Then you get yourself.
Yeah,
Chris,
I
go
didn't
to
have
the
to
link I put in the
re-run.
chat. I put the link in the chat. You can get your plugin. So
Yeah,
Guys-
you don't have to re-register something. You've already registered it.
Don't forget
You know.
all of the stuff that we show on the show is on the Ranzee.com article. It's popping out at 6 p.m. UTC time, so you don't even need to worry about the link that Andy posted. You can come back and check it out later. That's up and running until you don't have to worry. Don't hurry. You got until the 10th of April. It's a whole month and a bit away. So
we got
plenty
them
of
all
time.
excited about it. They want it now.
Yeah.
No, that's
Yeah,
fine.
guys. Right,
Instant gratification.
we're gonna sort of wrap up the whole news segment. I wanted to get all of your thoughts in here, video chatties, and also you guys in the chat room below. Let us know what you thought was the best product, or what were you going to buy. What kind of floated your boat this week? Was it the free Texturize? Was it something else? Let us know. Let us know in chat
Free
too.
Texturize for me. Free Texturize for me.
Yeah.
Closely followed by that pedal if it was half price.
Ian,
Yeah, the pedal was nice.
Ian, I know because Ian. Let's not bash Ian. He's allowed to have his own opinions. Ian, we know you don't love Eurorack, but was it worth sitting through the Eurorack segment to wait, and you got some other products, and one of them
Absolutely.
happened to be a freebie?
Absolutely.
There
Definitely.
you go.
Yeah, you see?
Patience comes
Robbie's
to
not here
those.
this week because Robbie's not watching because he's at Synth East.
Synth East,
But,
yeah.
it's worth waiting, Rob. So
It is a bit quiet. I noticed on the old guest numbers. It's probably about
yeah, there'll be quite a few people
30,
there. I guess.
30 odd people less than normal, but that's fine. I don't care. Well, I do care, but I don't care because I'd rather them be at Synth East if that's where they're going, because that's a cool thing. Right now, we are going to run the next segment, which is Price Watch. Have I got some interesting ones for you? Guys, look at that. We've got 3 spots available in Zoom. No one's taken them. Probably because there's not as many people here this week. Anyway, a Rusif Cobalt. RSF Cobalt. Sorry, guys. French Mini Moog, they call it. The rare vintage synthesizer. 27,481 Aussie smackaroonies. And adding to that, if you're living in Australia, not only that, but you also have to pay $601.15 postage. Thank you very much for the rabbits. That one's coming all the way from Saarbrücken in Germany in the Deutsche Voigtstadt. Guys, who wants to buy the Rusif Cobalt? There's no Behringer one, is there?
Yeah.
It's live. Shall we look? Look at that. It's live on Reverb right now. There's only one photo. I'm always worried about people who just take one
That's
photo.
a bit dodgy, isn't it?
It's got, what is that, an
It looks
Oscar
in nice
below?
condition.
It's got an Oscar below.
Yeah.
And is that a mini Moog next to it? I think so.
Looks like it could be.
Yeah. Interesting. All right. Well, what is that?
12,000.
18,000? No. 12.
No.
14,
no,
13,000.
yeah.
13,500.
13,000.
Yeah, 13,000 pounds. That's a lot of Malula bars. It very much
It
is.
is actually.
Yeah. Speaking of lots of Malula bars, you will like this one. The EMS Synthy AKS Mark II, also from the same guy. This time he's decided to put 3 photos up on Reverb. 41,000 Aussie schmackaroonies by God, by Jingo, by crikey. There's 3 photos. Let's count them. 1, 2,
They're a bit small, aren't they?
3. Did he take it with his Nokia? He did.
Yes, exactly.
Geez, they don't have good mobile phones in Germany? Surely.
He spent all his money on
Ericsson's or something like
synthesizers.
Hey, look, he sunk his battleship.
Yeah.
Yes, always.
What does it say on that listing below? It says the Mark II version has more stable oscillators. I'll upload more pictures as soon as possible. Hit me up if you're faster than me. Okay. I'm not fast with the $41,000 price tag, buddy. Sorry.
Yeah.
I don't trust this guy because he doesn't put green check marks in the title.
Yeah.
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 Dodgy. He's not professional.
Yeah, that's what's
Yeah,
needed.
He's just a complete fraud.
Oh, I tell you what, my daughter was taking the absolute piss out of me today. And she said,
Status normal.
Dad, you're an old fart. You don't know enough about what's going on for reals in life. And she wrote me a list of things that I don't know about, and I should be checking them out. And my God, the sense of humor on this girl is huge. One of them, I'm actually going to type the word in chat, and if you haven't heard of it, you probably are going to laugh your ass off because it's actually really funny. There it is there in chat. I've just typed it in. You guys, while you're watching the Price Watch segment, you can go check it out, what that means. Some of you young'uns will know what it means already, but that's my daughter's sense of humor for you. All right, next is the Moog Sonic 6, and it's also from the same guy, I think, by the looks of it.
He's putting it on his sofa, though.
It is. It's on his sofa, and there's about 400 photos on this one. $8,000 this one if you're in Australia, £4,000 if you're in the UK, but $500 shipping. What the F? That's a lot. Anyway, we have got a couple of photos to show you. That's his lovely leather couch. He's got a leather couch, if you're wondering, because he sells expensive synths and he can afford it. He's probably got a Lamborghini out the front as well. Actually, probably won't have a Lamborghini. He'll probably have like an Audi, T7 or something. No, I'm just thinking, or maybe an S-Class Merc. I'm just what I'm thinking.
I ruined it with that sticker.
I know it's the angry smoking guy from whatever it was.
It's J. Jonah Jameson, I think.
That's it. Yeah,
Spider-Man.
That's it. Yeah. Yeah. Almost like the way Moog used to make synths in the days kind of almost reminds you like of the center console of your car, doesn't it? Of that era, of that sort of 70s, 80s era. It sort of has that vibe about it.
Well, it has that kind of cheap injection molded plastic.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Not the blue coloured paneling though. If you had a car with blue coloured paneling, you probably have eyesight problems, and I feel sorry for you. It's okay on synths though, because we like to turn the lights off and pretend. Anyway, that's enough photos. I can't be bothered clicking through photos. It's like watching your auntie's slideshow after she came back from Paris. Next,
it's funny how old that synth is. It has a 3-prong power adapter, and Roland had those stupid 2-prong ones after this was made, right?
It's a female. Annoying. Yeah. It's a female.
So Roland had their own dumb 2-prong standard for a while. I hated that.
Anyone worked out in chat what? I think Wagoo's already worked it out because he's probably quick on the Googling.
I've looked it up. I googled it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sense of humor, right?
Yeah.
Because you guys had no idea what that meant, did you? And then you Googled it,
none.
and now you do.
Yeah.
We as young blokes would have walked around using a different term back in our day for that.
Or a couple of years ago, badonkadonk, right? So
Well, we used to.
Hubba hubba.
I don't even know if this word even got out of my city, but we used to use the word statopicus. That referred to it because you'd go around and say she's got a statopicus, and then it was kind of like one of those code words. Yeah.
No, you
But
quote
yeah.
Life of Brian, Jack and Tia. Right.
Anyway,
Shaggy song.
it's not just about synths, guys. This show, is it? What about the Korg
Absolutely not.
PS 3100 polyphonic? You do get wood when you listen to this, that's for sure. It
Absolutely.
is a beautiful sounding synthesizer. Sorry, Chris. I'm trying to keep it clean, but it's just not happening for me today. I know.
You're off on the rails. Off the rails
I know,
already.
mate. I know.
Ranzee is
Not
Randy.
even- it's not even 10.
But look at the wood on that. Surely it's not making you roused, especially with that 1970s look and feel. I mean, when
Love a
you're
bit of
playing
French
that
polish.
synth, you have the same sort of vibes, right? I definitely don't have the 40,000 Australian dollar vibes, but this one is from my mates in Austin, Texas, which is Switched On Music. Big shout out to those guys because they're actually really, really cool. This is probably worth £20,000 to be fair, because there's not that many of them.
Yeah.
Mind you, though, what's the remake? How much were Chord charging on the remake?
Well, this is the thinner one. This is
This is
the
the
3100.
thinner one.
So
Yeah,
it
yeah.
doesn't
Not the
sound
30.
as good. Yeah.
Not the 33. This is the 31. But the voicing is similar,
I've seen-
right?
Well,
Yeah.
there's no actual price yet on the 33, is there?
No. Okay. Cool. And there's supposed to
I
be a
don't
limitation
think
on
so.
it. All right.
I did have a word with I saw the guys from Korg when they had it at Synthfest last year, and they didn't have a price then, and there was only the one.
Yeah.
So
All right. What's the bet? It's like 15 grand or something. You know.
yeah, and some probably.
Anyway, this next one, I don't know if you guys have seen this or even knew about this, but this, I just about spit me Wheaties out when I saw it. This is a prototype 8-voice Jupiter 6. Yep, you read it correctly.
Wow.
8-voice Jupiter 6, a prototype. This one has a 28% price drop. Grab it quickly. I don't know if this is scammy or anything. I'm not sure. I really don't know the validity of this, but let's have a look at the reverb listing.
You need Kent for this one.
This is one. I'll read what it says here. This is likely one of Roland's Jupiter 6 with 8-voice. It is a custom project made by Roland engineers in the 80s. Usually the JP6 has 2 voice boards and a 4-voice board, and this one has a custom code and a fully populated second 4-voice board for more polyphony or 2 4-voice splits. And it also has a custom RAM mod that gives you 3 times the patch banks for storage. The synth itself is in good shape. There's a handful of slider caps that don't match he's picked up obviously some from the Juno 106 and the JX3P. But it's only cosmetic, and there's no issues with the functionality. And there's a couple of screen grabs for you there to check it out. Yeah, you can see this. You can see the caps. Yeah, I've got it. That's not too bad. I wouldn't mind that. On the right hand side where the VCF is, you can see the slider caps there. Different colour.
Yeah.
Couple of little sort of cosmetic issues there. He's just pointing them out. And there's these. Where's Kent? Have a look at that, Kenty boy. If you can pick out the circuit board. If you guys have got a photo of, screenshot that. If you guys have got a photo of the circuit board of the Jupiter 6, you'll notice that they are different. I have checked it out. It does look somewhat different. And that is specifically the thing that you want to look at. That bit there. I believe. Anyway, that's the RAM expansion for the patch memory. So yeah, interesting. It looks pretty rigid-edge anyway. So it's about £7,000 if you want to grab it. That's probably not that bad when you consider how rare that would be. Yeah, and a lot of people do rate the Jupiter 6. They rate it over the Jupiter 8 even for various reasons. And this is a Jupiter 6. That is a Jupiter 8. So let that mess with your mind a bit. Yeah.
Cool.
I mean, what was messing with my mind today was one of the kids was asking me to explain to them about physics and about how to explain how negative acceleration works and how positive and negative velocity coincides with that. Try and get the kid to understand that. Whew. That was good fun. That was good discussion in the kitchen today.
The important thing is they want to know. That's the important thing.
Yeah, absolutely. That's brilliant.
Yeah.
I tell you what,
Yeah.
it was it was like diagrams of cars going forward and backwards and all sorts of stuff. It was pretty interesting.
Well, when my eldest came back from his first term at university doing physics, we sat in the kitchen and he explained to me the theory of relativity.
Yeah.
On a notepad, which
Yeah.
was great, actually. It's one of those really brilliant moments.
Yeah. Yeah. Hopefully there wasn't anything smoked while you did that, because that would have made it even weirder.
Absolutely not. No.
Yeah.
No.
Guys, the price watch segment's finished. Which one of those would you buy second hand? The RSF Cobalt, the
definitely.
EMS Synthy, the Moog Source, the Korg PS3100, or the prototype Jupiter 6?
Synthy.
Prototype. I need to go for the Synthy. I'm waiting for the Behringer Synthy. I'd go for the prototype Jupiter 8.
Jupiter 6 for me.
Yeah, me too.
That looks really interesting.
Definitely Jupiter 6. I've always liked Jupiter 6. And if that's a kosher prototype, definitely.
Yeah.
I love the Jupiter 4, so yeah, it's two of them.
Well, I mean, it is, but not. It isn't, right?
No, yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I wish they never had the same name, because it really does complicate things historically when you think about it, because they are quite different. The sound of a Jupiter 4 is quite different to the sound of a Jupiter 6, and quite different again to the sound of a Jupiter 8. But yeah.
Well, it's like Juno, Alpha Juno, and Juno 660. They sound different as well. So
Indeed. Well, why don't we... Jeez, I tell you what. Because you guys like it so much, let's play it again. Ian's doing a dance. Okay, the last clue for our synth quiz.
I'm going to take that and I'm going to play it live at one point.
Yep, you're going to have to. Daren,
yeah.
you could have them all like playing bingo at the EMOMs. Anyway, the last clue
I'm
is...
going to breakbeat it with that.
Just so we get the clue out before we can keep talking, is the word crossover, and most people should be able to get the answer now that I've given that. Don't forget, in the clue, if you want to guess, you've got to put Ranzee, synth quiz, and then you guess. That's the format I wanted in, please. Gosh, you should be able to get it now with that clue. Yes, it is indeed. It's fun. It's fun. It's fun. It's fun in the sun. I got a little bit sunburnt today, I think. I had sunscreen on. I was doing all the slip, slop, slap stuff. I was being good. But I still got sunburnt. How does that work? Like, freaking the Australian sun, it's just penetrating stuff over here. Like, before you know it, we'll just be crispy critters walking around. It's pretty bad.
It's the UVC that does it.
It's the UVC, yes. I'll tell you what, if you've never been to Australia, there is one thing that you will notice straight away when you do come here, and that is how hot the sun feels on your skin. Like, I've gone to places in Europe and in the basking in the middle of summer, and you can lie out on the beach and you just, it feels pretty. I mean, you can get sunburnt and everything like that over there, but it doesn't feel quite as penetrating into your skin. It kind of feels softer. And I don't know, someone explained it to me that I think we're actually
Is that the ozone? Is that the ozone layer then?
No, it's not. And this is the thing, we all think it's the ozone, but apparently it's we're closer to the sun when we have summer.
Yeah.
Right.
So the actual
Because of the
radiation
tilt of the Earth.
Tilt as well, don't you?
Yeah, it's the tilt of the Earth.
And that's the reason. That's all. That's nothing to do with ozone. And apparently ozone's
All right.
fixed
Slightly closer.
itself to a degree.
Is it?
I
Apparently.
thought the hole was still there.
Well, it's kind of there, and
Because
it's
it has
kind
a
of
huge
fixed
effect
itself.
on the UV. So
It does. We still have
without an
UV.
ozone layer, we wouldn't have evolved the same way. We'd have had all kinds of
It's
DNA
still there,
issues,
but it's not
so-
as bad as what they made it out to be in the 80s when it made a huge, big friggin' deal about it, right? Yeah.
It's important though. Without it, we're kind of screwed. So
Yeah. All right, guys. I think we can probably answer the synth quiz. There's been a lot of guesses. I knew that last one would literally get them all getting the right answer. So the good news is that somebody has guessed it correctly. Who the first person was and whether that person already had a guess earlier is what I need to work out. So I'm trying to think whether Wagoo, be honest with yourself, mate. Did you actually have a guess earlier? Be honest. Because if you didn't, you are still the quizmaster with the guess of Roland JDXA. That is correct. That is the synth. There's a reason why I used those keywords. Where are we?
He said he
Where is
didn't
it?
guess
Where is
anything
it?
at all.
Good. Well, I trust him. He's pretty honest, you know, the old wags.
So why XA over XI? Because they're both called crossover synth.
Oh, I
Yeah.
see.
Well, there was a key, and that was the word, the colours, right?
Yeah.
Is it the colour of the circuit boards then, the red and the green?
Yes. You guys have got it.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't,
The-
I don't
if you
remember green
open
being
up-
on the XA though.
If you open up the JDXA, there's a green circuit board and there's a red circuit board, and
Oh.
I think one of them was digital and one of them was analog, and that was the key. And
I thought the
Well-
red was the color of the case and green was the LEDs or something. So.
where should we put Keithy? We should put Keithy into there. And Keith, you're up, buddy. I'm going to put him in the bottom right-hand corner. Can you hear us, Keith? Hello, Keith. Keithy. Sir. Keith, you're in? I don't know if you can hear us. Let me just double check the Zoom. Zoop. Keith's currently just showing Keith's iPhone without any video on it. He's probably just listening in. I'm not sure if he's actually there. On Zoom, it's just got it just says Keith's iPhone. So we'll see what happens. I'll keep an eye on it. But you're in the bottom right-hand corner if you're wondering. And also your audio is on. So you're good to rock and roll whenever you want, buds. Anyway, join us in Zoom if you guys want to. I can actually I can fit a lot more of us in by going like this. And then I can pop them all down the bottom. So we've got that one there will be guest. Geez, this is fun. I can scroll down and click on Zoom guest 1. And then we'll leave the chatties there. We'll put Zoom guest 2 and Zoom guest 3. There we go. We can fit 3 more Zoom guests in. How's that? Keith's already in. So that one next to you, Chris, is taken.
Mm-hmm.
It's warming up. Yeah, so did you guys... I think the red and the green was throwing everyone for a while. And as soon as I wrote crossover, you guys pretty much got it. And that's it for the...
Okay.
Yeah. So those who guessed Nord right at the start... That's Keith's, by the way, audio that you guys can hear.
Do you want me to mute?
I can mute you if you need to, but
Okay.
more happy if you're here, bud. So that's good. So yeah, some people guessed Nord right at the start because I wrote red. No, Nord. It's not Nord's not the only red synth out there. Keith is at Synth East, yes. That's fine.
It's all right. I can't see my video.
Yeah, I'm looking at your video, Keith, and it says that you've got your camera turned off.
Does it?
Yeah.
It's probably a permission thing.
All right, I'll have a hunt through then and see what else I can find.
Sounds good though.
Yeah, the audio's coming through nice and clear though, buddy.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
And you're definitely enabled video-wise here, so that's all good. Let's have a look here. It says Keith's iPhone. Yep, all good. Now, I'm actually looking at you on two screens. I'm looking at you in the actual Zoom application itself and
So,
in here.
which way's the camera pointing? Me or the other way?
Well,
That-
we got nothing, so we
That
can't
side of
tell.
it, I don't know. I can't tell you. You'd have to look at your side. Your camera is not even enabled. It's just got
Is it
your.
not?
So your audio is now muted. Now it's unmuted. So you've done the audio.
Just says video is stopped. I don't.
Yeah. So that is it an iPhone? Is it? So
Yes, it is.
okay. Let me see what I
Permissions.
can find out for you.
Permissions.
Are you using the Zoom app or are you using the browser?
I clicked on the link
Yeah. So the browser.
and then I went into I think Safari.
Yeah. So Safari probably wants access to your camera.
Yep.
Yeah, you should have had a pop-up for that.
Yeah.
Wow.
You,
Yeah, and
you
easy to
probably
lose
need
to pop
enable
up.
it.
Pop up sometimes disappears off the screen before you have a chance to click it.
No, computers are infallible. I will not hear that.
They just everything's exactly how they intended. Yes.
Exactly.
They never
It's
go
not
wrong or crash
hiding.
or anything. They're perfect.
The
Look, as
window
long
is
as
not
it's designed by
hiding
humans, it's
behind
gonna have
something.
problems.
It is
That's the
precisely
way it
where
is.
it intended to be.
What you could try and do, Keith, is close Safari as like completely close it out on your phone. Click on the link again, see if it pops up this time. Try that.
Yeah, we'll do.
All right, bud.
The technological equivalent of
I'm just
switch
checking
off and
out
switch
on
on.
this screen here if Keith's left. He still hasn't left Zoom yet. He's still in, so he hasn't quite
Interesting.
left it. Do you guys know when you've got an iPhone and you've got an app running, right?
Yep.
If you just click off of it, it's still running in the background. You've still
That's
got all these
right.
apps. You've got with an iPhone, you've
try
got to
to-
sort of
I try to explain this to my parents every day.
you got to slide up from the bottom, and it will show
Yeah.
like a sort of array of all the apps that you've got, and all you have to do is just
Kill all
push
the
it.
extraneous apps.
All you have to do is just push them up, and they'll close.
You'd be amazed how people find that difficult to do, though, especially on an iPad.
Oh, especially the older generation. Like my mum, she's got an Android, so I'm actually quite surprised that she even knows how to navigate around an Android. Okay, there we go. He's disappeared now. So he's worked out how to turn it off.
Some programs make it harder. YouTube, when it's in like landscape mode, has that little bar at the bottom of it, and that's where you're supposed to swipe it up, and it doesn't respond sometimes. You got to do it multiple times.
Yeah.
It's annoying.
There's a feature on YouTube that you can't get unless you're using the desktop thing, and I forget. And people have been asking it for about 10 years.
Oh,
and you
there's
can't
heaps
get.
of
I can't
those.
forget what it is, but there's something really big, and it's like, why can't they put it in the app? Guys in chat who use YouTube a lot will know what it is, but it's kind of weird how they don't
Well,
allow
One
it.
I
problem is they
hate-
give you zero camera control. So
Yeah.
yeah.
One thing I hate about what I hate about YouTube is whenever you get a notification of a comment, and if you click on that comment, this is Android, I guess. Yeah, no, or is it mine? I think it might be my computer. Might be Windows. You click on that, and it takes you to a page where you've got all your comments, and you can to reply to all of them, but you can't use any emojis.
Mm.
And it's obviously an applet which they just refused to update from 8 years ago when they said, no, that already works perfectly well because we've never had any complaints. Well, I complained. I actually filled in their complaint form. I said, hey, you should be able to do this. And it's like, that's funny. Someone will get a laugh out of that. Oh, look, another idiot responded to that thing.
All right, let's close some of these browser tabs. I don't need them open anymore, boys.
Yes, that emoji. Very true, Keith. Kieran.
Okay, now, if I type something in here, testing, is that showing up on YouTube? Hey, it is. Okay, cool. All right. What I wanted to find out is a big hello to the TikTok and the Twitch viewers, and I haven't actually had a look at Twitch. Twitch.tv/Synth Geekery, if you're wondering. It's not Ranzee with 4 E's, 5 E's, 6 E's, whatever it was before. There's, there we go. Yeah, it's working. Cool. Nice. 18 followers. Yeah, so if you're on Twitch, jump in and do the thing. Follow. Do the Amazon Prime if you want to. Do that. That's cool. And also, if you are on TikTok, let's have a quick look at TikTok because I actually have the monitoring on that. We've got John Follow in there. Big hello to John. We've got Ruz Kiez and Jared and Rebecca and Austin. Big hello to you guys. So yeah, big hello to the TikTokers watching. One of the things that I'm not a major fan of TikTok is how it's a lot of people love this. It's the younger generation, I guess, but it's all the portrait thing.
Portrait, sorry, not linear.
And so our stream is all kind of squashed into the middle and it's a black on top.
How many years do we train people to shoot like this when they shooting like this now?
Yeah, I know.
The main annoying thing I find about TikTok is the fact you can't turn the audio off.
Yes, you can.
You have to turn this.
Yeah, you can.
Can you?
Yeah, you can turn the audio off.
And
it doesn't. It doesn't stay off though. I believe if you go to the next video, it goes back on again. Yeah, right. So that is.
I see. Yeah. But the minute you turn the app on.
Yeah.
Because I quite like watching it sometimes with the sound turned down. So I literally have to physically turn the sound down because, like you said, the next one it's going to come up. Yeah.
So you play music to match the dance moves you see on the screen there. So.
Absolutely.
Nobody. So Wagoo's asking, maybe TikTok crew got the quiz answer before they did. No, nobody on TikTok got it. So I'm just having a look at the TikTok live chat, and it's nothing in there about the quiz. But that's cool. That's all right. Anyway, so what are we up to? We're up to Saturday Sonority, aren't we? So let's roll the stinger for that, and we'll get stuck into Saturday Sonority. Boom. Yep. Let your hair down, everyone. We're cruising with the breeze. We've got the windows down in the car. We're driving down the country road through the nice tree avenue. Yeah. The music's blaring. We're going to talk about anything you like. Ask us anything. Synths probably would be a good subject because it is a synth show. But, doesn't have to be.
Really? It never stays there, though, does it?
It doesn't ever stay there.
No.
Yeah. Half God, half beast. Don't kill yourself, mate. It's easy to get these, the synth quiz. It's easy to get sort of all caught up in the hype. Just my recommendation is wait for the third keyword, and then as soon as you hear it, and you definitely think it's still the right thing, and then pop your answer in. Then it's generally the way to go.
Yeah. Don't worry, I didn't even guess.
I wish I had a JDX.
Me neither.
I wish I had a JDX. I know you're not worried, but I'm just mucking around with you, bud.
Am I bothered?
Yeah.
I'm not bothered.
Well, there were some
Sometimes
things about the XA that were not implemented, right? Weren't there some issues with it, and then they abandoned it?
Half God, you're gonna have to find us a sponsor, mate. Then we can really get that segment flourishing. It wasn't really abandoned, I don't think. I feel like it was there was some poorly integrated hardware, really.
I remember Ken Flux was talking about it. It's a love-hate thing with it.
It's quirky.
It looks great. I mean, on the Roland website, it looks great.
Yeah.
Well, Daren had a couple on stage, right? They used to tour them. So.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I never ever played one.
Yep. Andy, you're asking me when my next album is coming. It's kind of underway, but I'm taking my time with this one. I'm being a little bit anal about it because I don't know. I'm doing some stuff that I don't usually do a lot of, and I'm kind of just being anal about it at the moment. So who knows, it might be a year away the way I'm going right now with it. Or it might be this year, I don't know. We'll see how we go. Usually, I know it's been kind of like every odd year that I tend to pop an album out, but it hasn't always been that way. But, you never know. We could be all right.
Careful, if you get too anal, I'll have to call you DJ Procto. So.
Yeah.
I always try to do one a year.
An album out. 1 year he pops an album out, the other year he pops a Volca out.
Jesus,
I have enough material to do a live album. I'm toying with the idea of doing that. Putting a live album.
Yeah. Who's? I should ask you guys. With the mailbag series that I do, right? Which, if I don't know if you've worked it out, but the theory behind it is you've got your parcel through the door, you're all excited, you're opening it up, and you're trying something out for the first time. That's kind of the gist of the mailbag series. You guys are buying into that, right? That's how it's coming across.
Yeah, I'd have an after mailbag series where I'm just in tears and just can't do anything with it.
The regrets phase of it.
So Darren's sitting on the couch with a bucket of ice cream, tears running down his face. The modules are on the back floor behind him.
Yeah. I can't. I'm too busy to look at this. Anyway, back to you guys. Yeah. Yeah, it's my life.
That'll be it'll be a series called After the Mailbag.
I should have a series on modules that I have not built. Big pile,
Chris
sort of
is
piling up.
Chris's mad idea.
Look, I got
segment.
another module that I don't have time to build. Yeah.
But you just give everyone your ideas, so don't do that.
Should I do one on artists' albums that we rejected? That's right.
That sounds good.
Wow.
Well, you know how Robbie's not here, and we can't speak ill of him because he's not here, but you know how he calls himself Foul Muso? I was honestly thinking about this week changing my YouTube channel name from Ranzee to Failed YouTuber. I think that definitely is the truth.
Well, I think we all feel that. Failed.
We do.
If you have over,
it's very apt.
If you have over a few thousand subscribers, you're not a failed YouTuber.
Oh, according to
Absolutely
YouTube,
not.
you are. You don't get a plaque until you've got it.
I can't even get 1,000. I'm definitely
100,000 or something. It's ridiculous.
100,000. Yes, the first one. Yeah. Could be 10,000.
Well, I can't even get to half. Here's a question.
I did look at somebody's YouTube channel this week, and he had 3 subscribers, which really felt for him. 3 subscribers.
Well, you got to start somewhere. I mean, I probably had 3 subscribers.
We
at
all
one
did
stage.
that.
Yeah.
I think I had 2 at one stage.
They're still talking about the JDXA in the chat.
Is it a piece of equipment? Well, a piece of equipment that you've so wanted and so thought it was going to be really good how you want it to be, and you've got it, and you literally just basically had your hands in your head because it's just nothing what you. Yeah, literally.
Yeah,
definitely.
The Zoom Arc was.
All right, let's do one at a time. Okay, look at you guys.
All
right, so we'll do Andy first, and then you, Ian, and then you, Chris, and then I might go last. Go, Andy.
Come back to me because I probably would have said ARC. He already said ARC. The ARC was a piece of shit.
Sorry.
All right, we'll go in then. Go in. Ian,
mine was definitely the Zoom Arc because when it came out, I thought this thing's fantastic. It looks amazing. But I bought the ARC when they were flogging them off because it obviously was a bit of a failure. But when I got it, I mean, it sat on the shelf for nigh on 2 years, and I kept getting down off the shelf, playing with it, hating it, and putting it back on the shelf. It was just such an awful piece of kit, really. It was terrible. I was glad to get rid of it. I got my money back, which is what I was more than happy with. But when I first bought it, I was so into it, I even bought the bloody bag that went with it. Never ever used it.
Yeah, I have that too.
Yeah.
In fact, I bought the ARC 48, which had more controls than the 96. I thought, this will be better.
Yeah, that's the one. That's the tethered one, wasn't it? Yeah. The tethered
No,
one.
it's the same idea as
Alright,
as the 96, but it had more control surface. They thought, oh, this will be better. It has more stuff on it. It's not.
It just didn't.
Yeah.
It just didn't work. You know.
All right,
Yeah.
It looked good,
Chris, what was
like
yours?
the flashing lights.
Let's see. Sorry. I am on now. You can hear me?
Yeah.
Sorry, I have to keep on turning the mic off because there's a karaoke going on next door and they're Scottish. So I apologise for that. To my Scottish friends.
Billy, don't you lose my number. Sorry, keep going.
After 10 whiskies, you do not sing more in tune. Okay. Yeah, no, mine's an easy one. Roland VP03 boutique.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. My God, yeah.
There's only one reason why I own it still, and that's to
Oh.
remind me of what terrible mistake I made.
What terrible mistake
I
Roland
never
made.
do it.
Storage and sequencing
I
is
shall
clever.
never do that again. Yes.
That's the
I
best
shall
part of it.
research.
Format, storage, and sequencing.
It did okay when I hooked it up to the USB-C and used it as an audio device. That was the only time I sort of got interesting results out of it. But that was pain in the ass.
Well, Chris, there's somebody on
literally put in a box.
Somebody on eBay selling one for £900.
Yeah, I do see them going. There's
Good
one
luck to
for
them.
sale in
Okay.
one of our local music stores. Not local, national music stores for quite a high price as well. I've noticed.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I don't say too much about it.
My least favorite boutique was the little 8-bit one. That was also a controlled surface one.
The A01.
That was like, they wanted to do
was
something
weird.
clever with it. It was not clever. So,
No, I got rid of mine as well. I actually did a chip tune on it though. I did a rendition
it can
of
sound okay.
Rob Hubbard's Commando, which is a Commodore 64 game.
Yeah.
And I used the A01 to do the whole thing, except for the drums. I used a SID sample pack that I had for the drums because you can't do the SID sounds on the drum sounds on it. But no, it was good, and I got rid of it in the end because it was one of those boxes that sit on your desk that you just never ever really use. So what's the point of it being here?
Yeah.
I've got to be careful with my thoughts about owning gear, and then because there's kind of I want to own gear because romantically I'm attached to it, or I want to own gear because it's useful and I'm actually going to make music with it. And I made that decision a few years ago when I started selling my gear. Get rid of the I'm attached to it romantically, that because it's sitting in the cupboard. Unless it's like some massive investment that you know that you're going to make a squillion bucks from later on down the track, there's not really any point in you keeping it if it's sitting in the cupboard and you're never using it. So get rid of it. Someone else will make use of it. And the A01, I guarantee it's gone to some guy. Can't even remember where it went now. And declutter. Mine was a bit different. So, and you guys know this, and I'm not going to disappoint you with this. Mine was a bit of gear, Daren, that I knew was going to be crap when I got it. And I got it, and it was definitely crap. And we all celebrate the fact that it's crap. And that is the Timberwolf.
I know what you're talking
Yeah.
about. Yeah.
But it was even worse than you imagined, wasn't it?
It pretty much was, yeah.
Because it was like, oh my god, someone put all this effort into making it this bad. It was like,
So
this is deliberate. You've made so many executive decisions to make this thing not work properly. That's genius.
It is so bad that I can't even sell it. That's how bad it is.
It's a meme in a box.
Yeah.
Yes, laughs on us.
I'm sure there's other stuff, but I don't know if I really could be bothered bashing people. But I mean, there's been a few Eurorack modules that I've got over the years where I've been a little bit it wasn't that good. We've probably had many shows, honestly, where we've talked about the theory of marketing hype versus reality of what this actual device is going to bring you. Yeah.
I never got on with the.
My least.
Go on, Andy.
No, I was just to say real quick. My least favorite thing about the Eurorack environment is so many oscillators don't have built-in quantization, so you always have to use a standard, like a standalone quantizer, to keep it from drifting all the time. And it's just so obnoxious, right? Just put a goddamn quantizer. I can turn it on and off at will. How much does that add to the cost? you know.
Yeah.
Anyway.
So it's
More of
literally
them are.
a bit of free code that you can download off GitHub. That's how much
Exactly.
it costs.
Yeah. It's annoying, especially all these digital ones that should have it, like the
The digital ones, there's
tip-top,
no excuse.
Yeah.
Tip-top A4000, I think it is, the Z4000, the really nice multi-function oscillator, but it drifts like crazy. You have to put a quantizer on it.
Yeah, that's pretty silly.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just going to say I never got on with the M Audio Venom, and I was really glad to.
I love the Venom.
I know you do.
The only guys that love the Venom.
I've just noticed on eBay that you can get one, pick one up for about 150 quid, which sounds really cheap. But
they were brand new for 200.
The software, the software was. I bought it new, probably at its peak, and I just was really glad to be rid of it, really, because the software, it kept crashing, and it was just not. And then it wasn't supported anymore. All of that sort of stuff, you know.
Yeah,
some of the sounds it had were all right, but it was just, badly implemented.
The big turnoff, as soon as you turn it on, that display looks like those cheap Radio Shack watches with the gaps in the LCDs.
Yeah, it does.
It looks like crap. The font is awful. And so you immediately go, oh, this is a piece of crap.
Yeah.
But it sounds cool.
Yeah.
I like the sounds.
Yeah. One of the things I'm picking up on, and it's not a criticism to anyone or anything like this. It's just I just find it interesting, okay? And that is this whole sort of emergence of analog synths has introduced us to the fact that oscillators drift and they go out of tune, and we're all now forced to handle that conundrum. And some people, they absolutely can't stand it. It's like, I've had enough of it. I don't want to use analogs, VCOs anymore. It's the pain in the ass. And other people are like embracing it, and they're going, wow, this is actually bringing us back to some of these really sort of wobbly, sort of kind of off-tune sounds that we used to love. And where I kind of went with it is I made a track. Ian knows this track. It's a bonus track that you can get off the Gates album if you go to Ian Sinner's Music Bandcamp page, and it's called Surrogate. And I purposely did out of tune oscillator sounds on this track just to see how crazy it would sound, like how if it frustrated people, if it was kind of bonkers in a way. And I'll give you guys a little taste, and you guys can have a listen to it. But it's definitely something that would peeve some people off, right? And it's definitely something that other people would just go, "What's wrong with that? It's no problem." All right, let's bring it in. Here we go. Can you hear those notes? They're definitely out of tune. And then I purposely bring in tuned notes.
It still works though. It's not that far out.
Yeah,
it does work. Yeah, it's not one of those tracks you go, oh, that's way off. It doesn't sound like that.
And then you bring in people in with the foundation of like a properly tuned sound, and it kind of brings you, it ties you back in. So you're kind of in chaos land with the tuning, and in a way, I kind of wanted it to almost sound like it was screaming, because when you listen to a child scream or someone scream, it's so out there and noisy and annoying in a way. I wanted it to be slightly annoying in that sense, and I found the best thing to do it with is just drifting oscillators. It spoke to me, and I actually embraced it. And I think sometimes we are trying too hard to perfect things in sound, and sometimes it's good to let them be imperfect, that imperfection.
Well, don't get me wrong. I mean, I like microtonal world scales. I like weird stuff. I like the analog drift from the 60s and 70s stuff. The problem is when I do want to make something that's supposed to be in goddamn tune with a modern piece of equipment, it should be able to stay in tune.
Yeah.
With not much effort, and then I go off the rails if I want to. That's the problem I have with it.
You want to be able to control it, is what you're saying. Yeah.
Yeah, because most people don't want to listen to that. I listen to it, but most people don't, and that's what you said. That people that make the face and stuff.
Yeah.
And I want to be able to make some stuff that's spot on.
I had the Moog Prodigy, which I absolutely hated for its drifting. It's drifting out of tune. I mean, I was using it live on stage all the time, and I've told the story before. It went up in flames. When I got the Behringer Model D, I felt like I was back 20 odd years at the beginning. But I have to say, once it's warmed up, it stays in tune.
It is stable, yeah.
Yeah, but whereas the Prodigy wouldn't. I mean, it would literally if we were doing 3 sets in a night, I'd tune it up in between sets because it wouldn't stay in tune.
Yeah,
it used to drive me mad.
I don't mind things like challenging me
up,
to the point where it becomes a bit chaotic, Andy. Like I feel like instead of fighting it, it's probably just to embrace that is actually...
Well, I know I am, but it's who I'm playing the stuff for. They're the picky ones. And if I want to make something that's more commercial sounding and more straightforward, like I had something submitted to Clownfest, and Pierre was like, "You got some sour notes in there, mate. You got to fix that." I'm like, "It's fucking modular. Get over it."
Yeah.
That's what it's going to do.
Well, if that's what he says, then you should say to him that it's done. I've done that way on purpose.
Well, no, but I didn't. That's the problem, because when I made the track, it wasn't that way, and during the performance, it modified itself. That's my bugaboo, right?
Yeah.
If I put that in there on purpose, and I intentionally want it to kind of meander through this and that, that's fine.
And then it doesn't.
Yeah.
But when it's played perfectly several times, and then the performance it gets fucked up, I'm like, oh god damn it.
Yeah.
So
Dead Man
not the
Walking
piece I
saying
made,
that
right?
Yeah. Dead Man Walking saying that the Prodigy shouldn't drift. Something wrong with it? No, it was the 1980s. It did.
The old stuff had the temperature issue.
Yeah, there's different environments will make a synthesizer act differently. Like if you, there were guys that were buying Moog synths and they couldn't use them at all in Australia because it's too hot down here.
Yeah,
and the oscillators the capacitors and things like that would warm up too quickly. They worked better in the colder environments, and they just completely weren't usable. The ARP stuff came down here, and everybody loved ARP because everything was all like it would tune, it would stay stable, it wouldn't go off. I kind of feel like there's guys in the chat are kind of saying the other stuff too. I kind of feel like if something wants to be erratic, let it be. And like Andy, that thing that you were saying that doesn't kind of ever stay in tune, then don't use it if you want to have stuff in tune. That's not something that you'd go to.
I know. Well, I use a quantizer.
Yeah.
So it's because I paid a lot for the oscillator. I like the oscillator, but it drifts a little more than it should. And you can see the numbers because it has an LED display, and they're going. They're like they're bouncing all over the place.
Yeah.
So.
With so like if you were like a proper concert pianist, usually those sort of people who are like really highly trained, been playing since they were like 4 years old, they would not really like the sound of synthesizers going out of tune because what they're used to, hitting a note a certain octave or whatever like that, expecting it to be in tune. And I know some of them, they actually hate it when their pianos go out of tune to the point where they can even hear microtonal out of tune sounds, and they get really upset, and I can't even hear it, and I'm like, what? And they're saying it's out of tune, that A is out of tune, and you're like, oh, okay.
Well, it's like the old timey piano in the Wild West where it's chorusing, it's drifting out of tune.
See, I like that. I actually like that. I love
I
that.
do too. It's cool.
And it's like when I did that sample pack. I did that sample pack purposely to show people that when you CV octave change on a voltage controlled oscillator, it doesn't stay perfectly 1 volt down, 1 volt up. It just doesn't. And the only way to fix that, as you said, Andy, is to use a quantizer. It's the only way to fix it.
Like the Terra, I was doing my demos with the Terra, and it beautifully goes microtonal, exactly how you want. You can even choose each pad how much microtonal you want, and it gets all mental. And some people are going to hate it, but it's too bad. I'm in the microtonal mode. That's what I'm using.
Yeah.
But when I don't want microtonal, I don't want it to be microtonal.
Actually, the first thing that I ever recorded commercially that was completely out of tune was I wrote this track called Genesis, and I used a Mogafoga pedal, which is called the frequency box, right? And it's basically an oscillator, a Moog oscillator and a pedal, and you plug in another oscillator audio source into it, and then you can manipulate it through its controls. And it can just go bonkers, this thing. It just literally just starts going off on these random LFO generated like bonkers notes going off on. There's no rhyme or reason to what scale it's doing it at. Nothing like that. And I when I first used it, I thought, geez, how am I going to use this? This pedal is this is crap. You know, what am I going to use this for? And I kind of parked it and I didn't use it. And then one day I was sitting with the Mini Brute and I'm thinking, this Mini Brute's only got one oscillator. It kind of needs a second oscillator. I wonder what that Mogafoga pedal would do if I brought it in. And then all of a sudden, this magic happened. And it was like this slightly out of tune, going bonkers Mogafoga pedal working with the Arturia Mini Brute. And then all of a sudden now, I had the recipe, you know, of sounds for this track.
Yeah.
And that's purely based on stuff going out of tune. I loved it. It was cool.
Well, that's what's great about the Electro-Harmonix Pog, because you can add layers and also detune them in various ways from an original source. And it can either be rich and beautiful and layered, or it can be all over the place. So.
I find it interesting too when you get digital stuff, right? And they add those detuning features, you know, the vintage features and the that sort of stuff into the
vintage knob.
Yeah, the big vintage knob. Well, I'm a big vintage
slop,
knob,
yeah.
Ian. So
Yeah.
Yes. Guilty as charged.
But
we all are.
It's funny because it's almost like in one degree we've got gear and we're fighting against it to not go out of tune, and we've got another bit of gear that we're fighting against it to go out of tune because it's too clean and too predictable. Keith's back, by the way. I'm just going to bring him back in.
Like, think of switched on Bach. If it drifted too much, it's not Bach. So you have to have some control, right?
All right, Keith, your image is working. Just give me a sec, mate. I'm going to bring you in the bottom right-hand corner for us. There you go.
Hey.
Hey, Keithy.
Hey, man.
How are you, bud?
Got no audio, but...
Hang on, let me get his audio working. Is audio working my end? Should be. It was working before, mate. We heard you before. Hang on, let me see if you've muted... You've muted yourself, buddy. Unmute yourself. I can't do it here, I don't think.
Do you have a bandwidth issue, maybe?
No, he's muted himself at his end. The audio is not muted at all.
Because he's choppy, too.
Yeah. He's trying to work it out, guys. Give him a chance. Just let him work it out. It's all this technology. Take it easy, Keith.
Like for
Don't
NAMM,
worry,
I had
mate.
to use
You'll
their
find
Wi-Fi.
it.
NAMM cut off so much signal, I had to use their local Wi-Fi.
On the Zoom app itself, It's got a microphone with a line through it, which means from your end, Keith, you've muted at your end. There you go.
Right, that's
Hey.
better. Right. So my issue now on an iPhone is reversing the image,
Yeah.
because you don't want to look at me.
Oh, okay. You want to change the camera around. And when
you
you
wanna go
did
to
that,
back
you just
camera.
muted yourself. There you go. Oh, that's just flipping it around.
Portrait.
But you've just muted yourself again, by the way. It's not swapping the camera around. I don't know. Is there a way to do it, guys? Do you guys ever use Zoom and swap the camera
Yeah,
around?
you got to do it from front to back camera. Just like on StreamYard.
You just do this.
Turn it round. Yeah.
You don't know.
You could, but then you can't see where you're pointing. Yeah.
What's
Here's some smack
phone
it against your
security?
head.
I don't understand this phone security. People can see everything about
Well, on
what
an
I'm
iPhone,
doing.
if you're recording video, you have to switch the
Keith, do you want-
camera around before you start
Just
recording.
turn your phone around, mate. Well,
So
don't worry
that's-
about what you're trying to swip. Just turn your phone around and face it the other way. You won't see us, but at least you'll be pointing it to a direct. Oh, that way you won't be able to see what's on the screen. I get what you're saying. Okay. Yeah, that might be a tricky.
You have to just
yeah.
dead reckon it and just put it around though.
Yeah, I know what he's trying to do. Let me just quickly Google it. Zoom, iPhone.
Unmute. Right, I've unmuted.
Change
Yeah.
to switch camera. How do you
So
switch
where's
camera?
that though? I can't.
Let me see if I can find it for you, mate. Okay, apparently, this might be just in the Zoom app. It says there's a tap switch camera on the controller. How do I use the rear-facing camera? Okay, Zoom actually has a picture icon of a camera with 2 arrows like that.
Oh yeah, yeah. Here we
Click
go.
on that. There you go.
Hey!
Let's go like this.
So,
Well done.
Nothing
do you
like
want-
a bit of
do you want
live
to-
tech support.
do you want a guided tour of
Yes, please, buddy.
That'd be
Do you wanna-
lovely.
a guided tour of Synth East? Yeah.
Yeah, well, let's do it.
Right. Here's the door. Here's the people, and it's in a converted church. So there'll be a steeple. Andrew Brook.
Brooksy!
Andrew
You see, no.
Hey, Brooksy!
Ranzee.
He don't want to even talk to you.
Hello.
How are you, Brooksy?
Hey,
I've just
Rixie.
been playing on a wave state. Hello,
Oh.
you all right? I've just been playing a wave state and trying to down this not to get me under me wallet. Oh, that's lovely, that. Oh,
Fantastic. Nice to see you, mate.
He's wonderful. Right, so here's all your Korg selection, finest Korgs that you could ever want. Which one do you want me to stroke? Oh, this one. So, King Korg Neo, 2600, 1049 quids, and a little oscilloscope.
The NT
Like the
one,
little
yeah.
oscilloscope, like the stand.
Yeah.
Erica Synth.
You've got the
Volkers.
Volkers.
smaller.
There's the drum log.
smaller-
Someone was asking before,
Yeah.
where's the drum log? There's the drum log right there.
Right there.
350 of your finest English pounds if you buy from here.
That's actually not too bad, is it? 350 smackers.
XD.
XD. There's the mini log up there. There's that unpopular thing that they made.
KPD or whatever it is.
Oh, the
Yeah.
video.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, 700. S.
There's Ian's favourite synth.
700F.
There it is.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Nothing wrong with that, mate. It's a good synth.
Yeah.
Books.
Sonic sounds. So we'll proceed on down. Big down here, camera.
Wow, it's quite big, isn't it?
A lot of corridors. It's very kind of rabbit warren-y.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, this is the important part.
No, the
Keith.
bar.
Yeah.
The bar.
Yeah, yeah.
Where can I get a beer?
And who's at the bar right now?
Robin,
Ah, is
Mr.
that-
Robin Vincent
Mr.
himself.
Robin Vincent himself.
Hello, Robin.
Hey, mate.
Greetings.
Now, how's your gear lust going today? Sorry, can I just
There's an Oscar.
Wow.
just going out to
bigger
Ranzee
than
in
it.
Australia? Yeah, fancy one of them?
That'd be awesome,
Or
mate.
two?
I've always been weirded out by those bars that separate the sections on that thing.
Very S&M, isn't
Very
That's it.
linear, isn't it?
S&M.
Very S&M.
it? Yeah, there's something. No, it's B&D. B&D. Sorry, I'm not S&M.
Anything we should know
Got,
there?
Black and Decker. What are you guys talking about?
But it also helps if you stack the keyboard. It protects the knobs. So
you got Paul sitting down from
Protection is
PWM.
important. Always have a
G'day,
safe
Paul.
word.
Yeah. There's your Malevolent and Mantis.
Mantis.
Nice. Paul's done a good job. Make
Yeah.
sure you say thanks because he does an awesome job.
There's your Bootler, or Tip Top, or Bootler, whichever one it is.
that's a real booklet.
It is indeed. The ASM.
Small Hydrogen.
Bit of
Artemis,
Dreadbox.
is it? Yeah,
Yeah,
bit of
Dreadbox.
Dreadbox is here. Yep, yep,
Yeah,
yeah.
Artemis,
Teenage
nice.
Engies.
Yeah, Teenage.
Poe and the Poe 133. Yeah.
Osmos.
Osmos.
Arturia.
Maverick.
I've got Mr. Jason Jervis on his show on Sunday. I've got gas now for that.
Yeah.
Absolute gas.
great, isn't it?
Absolute gas. Like, that is I don't know what this is.
Yeah,
I won't
look at
open it
that.
up. It must be a trade. It must be a secret thing.
What,
We were
it's
just
got
talking
wooden
about
wood.
the honky
It's got wooden
tonk.
sides, mate.
It's got pedals to drive it and all sorts. Polygrip 12.
Betcha that's in tune.
I don't know. Let's have a. Oh, look. We can have a peep.
Oh, it's a B Squire. There you go. Good
Yeah,
old B
there you
Squire,
go.
eh?
Do you think that's cool, or do you think that's something else?
Many a hymns have been sung with that, mate. I'm predicting.
Amen.
Nice lightning. Right, so we go back down the corridor into the main hall. There we go.
Here we go.
One Housse church.
Yeah.
So we go to the right. And if you'd like to buy your modular cases, we have a
Yum.
fine selection.
Yeah. Don't do that for a living. Don't make cases for a living. Not a good idea.
There's-
What's some video stuff, is it?
Fine.
Okay.
Right, so this is the coating. Right, this is Yamaha,
Yeah.
who's bought the Montage.
CS40M.
Oh.
Guess who this is?
Yep. Hey, Robbie.
He's here. I'll get down to him.
20M.
That's Peter's. Yeah, that's
Is that 20M or
in
40?
need of work.
20M.
Now this one that Andrew's playing
Yeah.
is rather lovely. I think I'd like to take it home.
Yeah.
The SK30
Yeah. Wow.
and the
Yeah, I have an SK20. They're nice.
Oh, wow.
back. Peter James Stephen, just the other side of Andrew. He's bought the gear. He's bought the Yamaha gear.
Puricelli's right there,
Mm-hmm.
Certainly is.
making doorbell sounds.
Yeah.
Hey, Robbie, stop making doorbell sounds.
His haircut.
Okay. We have Sean next to him.
Yeah.
Bobby. Ranzee.
Hey, Robbie.
I know he's very pleased with himself, isn't he, with his kit?
He hasn't left it, though. He's handcuffed himself to it.
And that's with,
Yes.
go a little bit modular here. Okay.
We had this realization that people.
A little bit more modular.
Erica.
Erica
Yes.
A
Synths.
bit more serious. A bit more serious here.
Do they have the night
Oh, there's that
there?
filter thing.
We
Perk on
know what that is,
safety.
don't we?
Yep. And the
Perk on drum voices. Yep. The
training
bullfrog.
synth. Yeah. There's the night
Complete with
verb.
the,
That is another
complete with
reverb,
the, complete with the DB.
which is even more
Here
expensive
is,
than the one we showed today.
Yeah.
Hello, YouTubers.
Guys,
This is Take the Fear Out of the Gear.
Fear out the gear. Yeah.
Yeah, this is Jason and Simon.
Hello, Jason and
Going out to
Simon.
Australia. Live. Say hello to Ranzee.
Hello, everyone.
Hey, mate.
I'm Jason. Hello
Hey, Jason.
to everyone on YouTube land. Yeah, this is Ranzee's Synth Geekery. Absolute. The Behringer brothers.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Got some gadgets now.
yeah, last year they had a lot of keyboards and things as well, rather than this selection this year. Oh, here we go. Gaz Williams setting up
Hello,
He's with
Gaz.
himself. Yeah.
on the stage.
He's a long way from home. He is.
Yeah, Bristol, isn't it?
Yeah.
He's probably a good 4 hours, 4.5 hours, maybe.
Yeah. 4.5 hours from here. So, yeah.
Yeah. I think he drums up with Jason as well. So there's.
Yeah, he did. Yeah.
Get in there a bit. Sorry, fingers.
There's
wow.
the bats.
We have one thing
Yeah.
that blocks it. Then we have like two of those or three of those. And we play it out.
ALM
From
modules.
there.
Okay.
And then it's
Div
Sulfur
skip.
beats.
Yes,
Anyone?
I got the kit. Need to build it.
Yeah. Okay. And Clinky.
Yeah.
Oh, play,
Yeah,
I
behind
like
the
Swinky.
headphones.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've got one. I just need to build it. Get the old. Sorry, get the old. So you've got TIN RS. Can't remember what that
A lot
is.
of 1U blank panels.
Some
Yeah.
more making sound machine modules there.
Yeah.
Old school.
Ooh,
Axis
These are-
64.
oh, wow.
Those are great.
Wow.
yeah.
I have the 49, but the 64 is really rare.
That's right. No. There's people on the stream recognising these modules. This is going out
I have
live
the one
on
above it, the
YouTube.
49.
Yeah. So this is the new one in development.
Oh, nice.
Things, I think.
Interesting.
Another one there. I've
Oh, I like
no
the-
idea.
I like the
No idea.
Black one.
And there's that.
yeah
Yeah,
With
there's.
the white keys. Mm.
Yeah, I
ergonomic.
talked about the guy about those, and I think
Looks
it's
like it
going
should
along
be
the same
attached
lines.
to Crichton from Madril for them.
They should remake the
Right.
64 with the pitch bend mod.
It's like
That's
that
great.
weird Microsoft keyboard
There
that
we
they
go.
brought out.
Mm. Yeah.
Someone's gone mad at the thonk shop.
Oh,
Oh, have they? What?
Yeah.
They're
Jeez.
bana- actually,
Don't
they're
worry,
ban-
I did.
aren't
If
they
you look at my
banana
modules, if you look at my modules, I've got this sort of thing as well.
Colour scheme.
Anyway,
It's a good idea.
They're banana nuts, aren't they? Hey, our friend, Rance.
well,
Yeah.
I
beast
mean,
it.
I use mine for usually sort of like ins and outs when I'm
Yeah, ditto.
not thinking about it too much. But
Yeah. You just go
here
for
we have those.
the color memory.
Yeah. So
Novation.
Yeah. Would you like?
Say thank you to Novation for giving us that free bit of software.
Yes.
It was awesome.
Definitely.
Which one was that?
They gave us the
Texturizer.
Texturizer for free.
Right.
T.O.
You're fine.
Yay.
CEO.
Teo.
Yeah,
They
can I
come
just
and
point
they wanna
out-
go home. T.O.
Got a bit
Anyway.
of Cadbury's. Cadbury
That's for Mandy. All
celebrations.
the dentists love the candy bins. So,
Do you get Cadbury in the
Right.
US, Andy?
Pro 6.
yeah, it sucks.
Fair enough. They're a rip-off here.
Well, they were bought out over here as well, so it's not. It's not the company
DPW
it used to
Designs,
be.
yeah. What's he got here?
I think
Patch cables.
this man's got some of Kent's cables. Hello. It's going out live. All right, you're fine.
We've shown some of his stuff, some of the DPW stuff.
I can see Robin's
Yeah.
module
Yeah.
there.
Yep.
Or is that the Arcadian?
Darren likes that because it's got flashy
Arcadian.
lights.
Oh, expert sleepers.
Yeah, a lot of them.
Who's Andy in the channel Synchrotron?
Yeah, he is.
Yep.
Yep.
He is
Okay,
here.
this is what he's got, isn't it? The N1 is what Andy's got, isn't it?
Oh, the expert sleepers. Yeah,
N1.
yeah. The
yeah,
Disney. Yeah.
that's right. And the smaller ones and things. There you go.
I've got
Right.
2 now.
Hmm.
Not N1s, just things.
This is site. Oh, come on, what are you doing? Hello.
There
Hello.
you go. Fixed.
Nobula.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
With the with the chromatic and the piano.
It's got that's it.
Cinematics, yeah.
Pianophonic, the Paul pilots, the
Echo
cinematic.
cinematic, is it? Yeah.
That's right. The echoes there.
Nice.
Kickane.
Yeah.
Right.
Click on
Okay.
any of the original.
What are we on? Last little bit. Right. Those who want their
Yamaha sequences.
Oh,
Yamaha
the
one,
cigarette.
Yeah.
it's going out live on YouTube.
Is that a CS?
It's a CS. Good old reface.
Hey, they use that term. That's not the right term. Wagyu?
This is the I've seen these guys on Fonk, the Clactronics.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
They do an introduction to modular synth
Oh, that
DIY,
DIY stuff. Yeah.
Yeah,
I
so
remember
you
this.
get it as a big magazine.
Yep.
And you get circuit board, and next
That's
month they
great.
give you plans. Yeah, it's a cool idea.
Yeah, it's really cool. Wow, there's a lot of stuff here. Robin's done well organising this.
He does, and you know the best thing is he's so relaxed
Yeah.
about it.
Well, he
You know,
is now.
There's nothing.
He is
You know,
now.
when everything works,
Because there's nothing more he can do about it.
when everything works, like the stage and everything like that.
Oh, there's that cassette thing. Yeah, the beep boop thing. I remember that. We showed that a couple of months ago. Crazy.
Big module.
Yeah. Well, we were kind of thinking it was kind of bonkers.
Norwich Synth Club.
Oh, it was a wasp.
Wasp.
Oh wow!
Mm.
And a spider. You see the spider down the side?
Yeah. What's the spider do? It's like a sequencer, is it?
Well, it's actually under the name of Michigan Synth Works. I don't know whether it's a, you know, like the Dope for Wasp and things like that. Whether it's
Yeah.
you know, a modern unit.
And a 9-volt battery.
Here is
SQ1.
Future Sound Systems.
Ooh. Yes.
Got a pin matrix there.
Yeah, the pin matrix, yeah.
Yeah. Now the big question is, there's these Portlands. Oh right, the crick.
Is there a Turing machine there?
Right.
No.
Yeah. Right, the crick, which is there, is up with Finley on the stage.
Ah.
Yeah. So unfortunately, there's only one here. So I can't bring you that. Or I can try and come in later when he's. I think they're about to perform.
Yeah. We won't be around later though, but that's fine.
No,
That's all
no.
good.
Well, no, I think they're setting up, but I mean, we've got Rob Keeble.
Nice.
Mm.
Is Rob there?
Yeah,
He is.
yeah.
You should give him a massive pat on the back. He's an awesome guy. This guy. He's done some amazing stuff.
Yeah, we love his work.
Yeah. All right. How are you, Bob? I'm good. How are you? Good. Yeah, I'm good. Yeah, this is going out to the Ranzee's YouTube channel live. So you keep selling your modules, don't you? Yes. Is that why you've got so few here? I know, I buy them. I buy them. As soon as I see them up on an email.
Yeah.
I haven't expanded. I've got the Behringer hundreds.
Hey.
But I haven't expanded it.
Keith.
So sorry, can we just have a?
Keith.
Yes,
ask
Ranzee, yeah.
ask Rob about the new reverb module that he's just launched.
Ranzee's asking about the new reverb module.
What?
Reverb.
Oh, right. Well, the reverb.
Sorry, just talk.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry, just talk.
Oh, the reverb module is now available. So 905 reverb is down at the bottom there.
Oh, right, sorry. Point. Oh, yeah. Okay. Sorry, my fingers are in there.
It's digital. It's a replica of the
reverb with
spring.
input level. Reverb with input level, depth, so you can control the decay time, and then just a blend from mix, wet to dry.
Okay, that's great.
Yeah, so that's available now. It's been selling out.
Yeah. So when's the next 2500?
Next 2500, these are going to be back in stock. So 10 to 26s will be coming.
One or two of those. I can't remember. I might have.
Yeah, so that's
Yeah.
links to sequencer.
Yeah.
One after that will be there's a 1008, which is an M-Vamp, which is an envelope.
Which you haven't done before.
No, that's a complete.
That's one newer, so we've got that to look forward to.
Yeah,
That's
got that
good.
to look forward
Good,
to.
good.
And 1005 will be the ring mods
Yeah.
version of that. Yeah.
Good. Marvellous.
Yeah.
Okay then. Yeah, thanks.
Thanks, Rob.
I think that is
Thank you
it.
for
That's
your time.
everyone.
Awesome.
So
Doing well.
I'll leave you now.
I really appreciate that, Keith. Thank you so much for
That's all
showing
right.
us.
Well, it's only 3 attempts to
thanks.
get the video to work, wasn't it?
Well done, matey.
Well, you conquered the
You'll find-
technical challenges, mate. You've done
Yeah.
well.
Yeah. You'll
Thanks
find
for
the likes of
nice one,
Jim.
Keith.
Yeah. You'll find the likes of Jim Glue here as well somewhere.
Oh, say good day to Jim for us.
Yeah.
He was on the show a couple of days ago.
Right. Okay. Okay. Well, I'll leave you. You can get back to your show.
Oh, thank you, matey. Much appreciated.
Thanks,
That was
mate.
awesome.
Cheers.
Good on you. Cheers,
Cheers.
mate. Thank
Bye.
you.
Cheers,
Bye.
Keith. Bye,
Nice one,
mate.
Gabe.
Yeah.
Gabe.
Yeah, mate.
That's amazing,
You
guys.
saw
Don't you
one
reckon?
kilt there.
You know,
Yeah.
the complete you know, I don't know, just I love this community that we've got. It's so good. Like people just taking their time. You know, if I was at a synth show, I'd be like, I'm going to be selfish and look at all the modules and stuff. But Keith's taking his
Yeah,
time
there
and,
is a-
and showing it with us,
Yeah.
and it's awesome.
Yeah.
Thanks, Keith. You're a legend, mate.
Yeah.
I'm just going to take that off to none. There we go, and fix that up. No, that was good. I really enjoyed that, and he actually did a
was
pretty
great.
good job of floating around, didn't he?
Yeah. Yeah.
And we got to see Rob, we got to see Andy Brooks, we got to see quite a lot of people actually. I'm almost forgetting who we got to see. Lots of people. Robin was busy with the beer in his hand. That's normal for Robin. Good on you, Robin.
Yeah. That man knows how to relax.
Well, I mean, you know. But yeah, I mean, Chris, we probably need to do something like that in our city.
Start a show. Yeah.
Yeah.
Start a synth show.
I just don't want to be liable for any of the costs of it, but yeah. I was talking to Robin about that a few years ago, just very briefly, and he said it's actually quite a tricky tightrope to sort of travel if you're running shows, to make sure that you're not left holding the baby of the costs.
Yeah.
You got to make sure that people come and they pay for their part of it, and
It's got to be
Well,
insurance.
because the first year it was only that one room. Now they have it all of the side rooms,
yeah.
so it's
Yeah.
expanded.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But if you can get a local music store, and you know, you can just bring some people and get other people involved. It's usually it's ways to do it, but it's a lot of effort. Like he puts, you know, months of work into it.
Exactly. You spend
Absolutely.
the whole year putting it together.
I like Waggo's comment. Ranzee Synth Fest. No Moogs allowed as they're incompatible.
The old ones,
weather.
the old ones aren't.
The old ones.
The new ones, the new ones are right.
New one's fine.
Yeah, the
Good
source
on you,
doesn't
Wags.
drift, right? So
Yeah, the slim fatties in that work fine. Little fatties, slim fatties, sub fatties, sub 37s. They're all good. I think even
Mavis.
the one before the what was that? The big
Taurus.
no monosynth. One before the slim fatty that
Blue
Moog
one?
released. Voyager.
No. Voyager.
Voyager
Yes.
was also
Voyager.
Voyager
Yes,
was
I
also
saw
good.
it. I saw a man with a Voyager. I bought what did I buy off him? Tetra. Dave Smith's.
Yeah, I've seen a few
He had
Voyagers in
a-
Perth.
Yes,
Yeah.
yeah. It was bigger than
I
I
had two
expected.
Tetras that got stolen.
That's only because I hadn't seen a Moog, so didn't realise they were all that big.
There's actually three modular manufacturers here in my city. If you include Chris's one, there's
thank you.
non-linear circuits, and
Yeah, and
there's another guy. I just can't think of the name off the top of my head. But non-linear circuits are pretty well known around the world, and he's based here. And I've had chats to him. He's kind of humble, this guy. So I've wanted him to come on the show, but he's kind of not really into the get behind the camera type thing, which is fair enough, you know.
Yes.
Yeah. Half God wants a sub 37. You should get one, mate. Honestly, they are freaking awesome synths.
They are. Nice,
like definition of knob per function. That is it. There's so
It's
many knobs
literally
on that thing.
That's literally how it was taken from the sub 30 to the sub 37. They said,
Yeah.
why don't we just make the control panel have all of the functions that we've specified? Let's just do that. Is anyone going to pay for that? We don't know.
And then
Turns out that they did.
literally flew out the door, that thing.
And that has started a whole sort of, every other manufacturer realised that they could do that, and that was going to sell. So
Yeah.
kind of started our...
I feel your pain,
helped
buds.
start.
Never being able to afford it stuff. It sucks because, you know, like if we had like Lamborghinis and driving around like crazies and we just had money coming out off the back tree.
I'd like to have enough money to just be able to support all of the boutique modular synth manufacturers. Like, I'd love to be able to throw money at every single ASM synth module that comes out.
Literally hit refresh on Modular Grid every day. Credit card.
Exactly,
credit card. Yeah. It'd be pretty crazy.
I just auto buy, you know. I think there's probably a law against that. Here's my direct debit details.
Yeah, probably is. Martin. There was an interview by a linguist, language guy, with Martin Gore. Yeah, Dave Martin's the guy's name, and I don't want to play the YouTube video because I'll get a copyright claim, but I want to show you. He actually, I think he went to school with Martin Gore in the UK back in the day. They talk about it. It's you guys need to check this out. But one of the things that he shows is he's actually in Martin Gore's studio. He's sitting there, right? And there is Martin. But have a look at the wall. Like
I've seen that.
That's literally holding the roof up. That thing goes all the way around. You know, those modular systems. He's got just about every module ever made. All right, and that literally goes all the way around the walls.
He invented the word Eurocrack, or he claims to.
Hans Zimmer has a similar thing in his massive studio, so the walls are all synths.
Yeah, I think I read an article on the guy who put that together for him. You know, dream gig, really. I need all these modules. You need to put them somewhere.
I'm pretty sure there's a YouTube video on it where someone goes through it.
I've definitely seen it. Yeah,
I don't know if it's still up, but I'm pretty sure I've seen one like a long time ago, like maybe 10 years ago or something. I definitely think. But I mean, what kind of intrigued me was, I mean, obviously there was a stage where I was trying to pick out what modules have you got. You know, there was that.
It's very hard to see.
It is hard because some of them are out of focus and that. But then there was a stage where I'm thinking, I wonder if they're actually plugged in and connected. And he just hits a button and they all light up, and he just has to put the patch cables in. You know, it's
think
just
of the power supplies you'd need for that.
Interesting, isn't it? But Ian, if you do get yourself into Eurorack, that's where it can go. It can go to that sort of craziness level. Now, remember that
not gonna happen.
Martin spends all of his millions that he makes from Depeche Mode on just Eurorack, and literally he lives on noodles. I don't know if he told, but
top ramen.
He'd actually laugh at that if we told him that. He really would. He's that sort of guy. He's got that real dry sense of humor that we all love.
Sense of humor.
Yeah. But he did if you guys don't know, he does a couple of sort of solo stuff, right? And there's one he released, and I think you can find it on all the streaming platforms. It's just under the label of MG, right?
Okay.
And if I can find out what it was called.
Well, his old one's called Compulsion.
I don't want to play anything because I'm going to get.
His artist's name is MG.
Yeah. Let me just go to browse to. Let me just find it. I'm in Apple Music right now. Yep, MG's the artist name. No, it's not that one. No, it's definitely not that one. That's some weird guy. It's not him.
Like a rapper.
I have to do it on my phone because I don't think this particular version's got it. Can't see a thing with the speckies on. Here we go. Let me find it here. So if I go to my library and the artists and go to MG, and then I click on that. If you guys search for a song called Pink, let me get it right, Pinking, Pinking, by the artist MG, that's Martin Gore. And have a look.
Cool.
It's kind of techno-y. It's kind of different to what you'd expect. But it's done with Eurorack, and it's really clever.
Nice.
So go check that out.
Oh yeah, got it.
Pinking is the song. There's not many. There's a few tracks on there. Some of them are okay, but that one kind of got onto my playlist, which I thought
2015, you think?
Yeah, it's getting 10 years old now. I've had it on there for a couple of years. When I first stumbled across it, you know how some of those streaming platforms, they suggest tracks to you based on what you listen to? Well, I didn't even know that was Martin Gore when I first added it to my playlist. That later on I found out it was definitely him. Is it Vince Clarke and Martin Gore? Is it half God, half beast? I didn't realise it was both of them.
It's on the Mute record label, so it's the same record label as well.
Yeah. I mean, it's different to the D.T.H sort of flavour. So I feel like it's more kind of what he likes.
There's
right?
also Martin Gore from 2003, Counterfeit 2.
Yeah,
album.
Counterfeit, yeah. That's kind of got a bit of a D.T.H sort of vibe to it, that one, though. It's not bad, though. And David Garn, he's done his own solo stuff as well.
Work, yeah.
Oh yeah, he's come up actually. Paper Monsters.
Paper Monsters is actually not too bad. It's not too bad at all. Check that out. But that particular one, the MG thing, Pinking, that it's done with Modular. It was actually really clever. There's some, you can tell because it's got that real control voltage sort of vibe going with some of the triggering. You can just tell it's done with Modular. It doesn't have that MIDI sort of jitter lag vibe to it. Yeah. Anyway, bit of a recommendation for you guys to go listen to. You guys who live in the UK, I know Ian, you're busy with stuff, so you've got a hall pass for this one. Daren, you don't. You need a slap. You should have jumped in your car, mate, and gone down to Synth East. So I reckon you would have had a lot of people interested to hear you play live and stuff there. They would have definitely liked that.
It's working. It's a long journey.
It's a long journey for anybody.
Well, for you, it's not as far as Ian, though. Ian's got a lot further to go.
It's 4.5 hours.
No. Ian's got to go up, and then he's got to go east. Whereas you've just got to go down a little bit, and then east.
Still probably 2 to 3 hours for you, isn't it?
About 3 hours, isn't it? For Daren?
Yeah, I'd say probably a bit longer than that. Yeah, easy. Yeah, definitely.
Let me see if I can work it
Can
out.
you just take a train out there and save some time, or no?
Not easily. You probably have to get a train to London and then out of London.
Norwich, isn't it? The place is called Norwich, right?
Norwich.
Manchester
Yeah.
to Norwich.
I have played Norwich years ago.
Manchester to Norwich is it's 4 hours. There you go.
Yeah.
So is that direct?
Oh my God, you have to go through Birmingham.
Yeah.
Yes,
What a
exactly.
pain in the
It's not
ass.
as simple as it looks.
Yeah, it's not as simple as it
correct.
looks.
So it's only half an hour less than me. I was toying with the idea of going, and I had a lift because Peter would have taken me. Who was helping Robbie.
You know
And
what's
that's
interesting?
not including traffic, because as soon as you hit Birmingham,
it's the traffic. Yeah. But what's interesting is if you go through London, it's actually the same amount of time than if you go through Birmingham and then cut through Cambridge. Oh my God, that's terrible. You guys have got to sort your roads out.
The train to Norwich from London is pretty good. It's about an hour and 20 minutes.
And
it's to here.
The shortest distance trip is if you go through Sheffield and then you end up going through Peterborough, right? That's the shortest distance to drive, but it's the longest distance to travel in terms of time. because it's probably all those little nooky cranny type roads that you're getting stuck on with
Do you
one
at least
lane.
have 2 lanes per side or 3 lanes per side, or how wide are the roads?
Depends if you're on a freeway.
A lot of it in Norfolk, in the county of Norfolk, is single lane in the sense. Well, 2 lanes. You know, there's no dual
one
carriage
each side.
Yeah.
No, but you can take.
We always work out roughly if you're on what we'd call what you'd call a freeway, or we call a motorway.
The M's, right?
It's clear,
Not the M's.
The M's, yeah. So he'd take the M6,
M's, yeah.
and then you'd take the A1 across after you get to Birmingham.
Yeah. Well, we usually class the motorways as say a minute to miles. So if it's 70 miles, it takes you about 70 minutes. But as soon as you come off that into the B roads or A roads, you can like double, triple that time.
Yeah.
So if it's
easily
5 miles, it's gonna be triple that.
What we didn't realise when I moved to Frome was that trying to get to a motorway or a dual carriageway, it can take you nearly best part of an hour to get anywhere from here.
Yeah.
So to get
Frome is,
and it's just because lots of single track roads.
Frome is much further in
roads.
distance, right? Frome is a lot further in distance, but it's actually about 15 minutes quicker. So you're 4 hours and 3 minutes, and you've got a couple of different options. You can go through, you can go the North Way, which goes through Watford and then Cambridge that way, or you can go straight through London and head up through Ipswich that way. Across the
You're
coast.
Probably better going around via Watford.
I reckon Watford would be better, yeah.
London, I mean, I tell you, having driven around London,
you don't want to go through London.
Just a nightmare, absolute nightmare. I mean, the M25 around London, the orbital road. Yeah, the M25 round. When I went to Kent's, and I only was on the M25 for like two stops, two junctions, and it just becomes a car park. It's just nobody goes anywhere very quickly.
Yeah. Okay, so you guys are all having a whinge about how long it takes you to get from just to let you guys know, it is 23 hours and 10 minutes for me and Chris to go from the sunny city of Perth to Norwich. That also includes a flight. A train from what airport are they getting us at?
You'd probably come into Heathrow, wouldn't you?
Probably come into Heathrow from because it's a direct flight from Perth to Heathrow.
Yeah.
And then we'd catch the tube out.
And then a train, then an overland train.
Then an overland train, yeah. Tube out to is it Cambridge? Yeah, you go to Cambridge, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, and then you'd catch the overland from Cambridge up through.
Ranzee, how long would it take you to get to Sydney from where you are?
Oh, Sydney's only about a 4-hour flight from us.
Oh, really?
So it's kind of similar to you, flying from.
What if you drove it though? How long would it take to drive it?
It's about a 2 to 3 day drive.
Yeah.
Probably a 3 day drive.
When we went to Edinburgh for the Fringe last year, we decided to go on the train from here, and we had 9 train journeys. We're not doing that this year. We're going up. Yeah. We're driving up to York and then getting one train from York to Edinburgh.
That makes a bit more sense.
Leaving the car with friends.
9.
Doing
9 trains.
9 trains. One of them was a tube in London. Okay. So we had to go into London.
Even so.
It took us 2 trains to get into London, and then we got across London, and then we got the trains up. It was 9 trains in total. I mean, part of that was cancellations and things.
I spent some time down in Dorset many moons ago, and I used to have to catch the train from London down to Dorset, right? So I think if I remember rightly, you would go to Southampton, right?
Dorset, yeah, you would, yeah.
Yeah, you'd go to Southampton. Anyway, so I do remember this. So we caught this train, and then we had to get off and then catch an overland train to where we were staying, but then the track was having maintenance on it, so we had to get off at one station, and then jump on a bus. The bus would then take us I think 3 stops down to when the maintenance had finished, and then we jump back on a train again. And this whole journey that should have only taken about 2 hours took about 6 hours. It was insane, and never again. It was so bad. I just got so sick of traveling. By the time I was there, I was exhausted, and I was just all I was doing all day was getting on, getting off, getting on, getting off.
Yeah, we've had that because we thought, because we've got a train station in town, we thought it would be a fairly straightforward journey into London. It's not. And actually, what's better for us is to actually drive 6 miles to Westbury and get a train from Westbury into London. And we've done that quite a bit. You know. Or actually, what we started doing is because the train fares are so expensive, we've started going on the bus coach. So it leaves really early in the morning, like 7:30 in the morning. But you're in London by 10, and you've got the whole day in London. Jane went and did it for just the day. She went to London, went to a theatre production, and came back early evening. So we're more likely to do the train now. You can park up at Sainsbury's, leave your car there, you know.
Well, and until they decide to put cameras on it.
No, you pay for it.
What are you doing,
You
Kent?
pay to leave it there.
All right.
I'm sitting here
Yeah,
watching
it's,
Fiona blowing up a donut. Is she putting it in the
Yeah,
microwave? Is she, mate?
Put
Putting the donut in the microwave.
Is one of those inflatable pool?
Jeez, I tell you
pool
what,
items.
You want to be careful. You got to, you go to the bakery and you get yourself a nice jam donut, right? And you think, oh, geez, it'd be nice.
I know.
If I chuck it in the microwave and warm it up. You got to be careful because it's like molten lava.
Jam,
Exactly.
Jam now.
It could explode.
Yeah.
It's like eating toasted sandwiches straight out of the waffle line. That'll burn you. The ham will get you.
The old spaghetti
Got
waffles.
to cut the ham up.
Can of Heinz spaghetti.
You can't beat a cinnamon bun.
Molten lava.
Keep your donuts. I'll just keep a cinnamon bun.
Yeah, or if you do a cheese and tomato jaffle, that we call them jaffles.
Yeah.
So you guys got jaffle makers in the UK, right? Where you get two pieces of
You
bread.
mean a waffle?
You call them waffles, but they're just basically because waffles are
Highly
those.
compressed.
Technically,
compressed
waffles are supposed to be those.
It's batter, isn't
pancake batter sort of things,
Yeah.
right? These are where you chuck two pieces of bread together, chuck whatever you want in the middle, squash it.
Sandwich
with the
maker.
Yeah, sandwich maker, and it comes out with two triangle pieces.
Yeah.
Oh, like a panini press.
No, not a panini press. Panini presses
Yeah.
are different, but it's like a panini press. But this thing because it squashes. It's got a mold in it, right? A mold shape.
Oh,
and
it puts the crease in the sandwich. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, so it actually keeps everything inside and it doesn't leak out.
Yeah.
And I mean, you have to leave it in there until the green light goes green, right? And then you pull it out, and whatever's inside that thing is molten lava, and you will literally burn the living bejesus out of you. If in what?
It's
Inflatable donut for Charlie instead of a cone. Oh, okay. I get what you're saying.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
For the pup. Yeah.
For the pup, yep.
Yeah.
I thought you were talking about jam donuts.
Not that kind of donut, yeah.
I don't mind the odd donut. I'm not. It's not like I'm.
I like
it's not
a
like I'm
donut,
a. It's not like I'm a copper and I have to dunk it in my coffee or anything like that. But the odd donut, with
people. I mean, I've never had a Krispy Kreme donut. I've never had.
the American ones.
Terrible.
Yeah,
they're
terrible.
I've never had one, but over
All
here,
sugar, no flavor.
They give me headaches.
Yeah.
I think
I don't like.
there's some chemical in it that gives me a headache.
I don't
You have
like
to go
too
to
much
mom
sugar
and
in a
pop.
donut.
Mom and pop donuts are the best places. So.
We have a company in Australia called Balfours, and they're based in South Australia, and they make, if you get them fresh, like they make them beautiful. If you get them fresh, don't get the frozen ones that you have to thaw out, and get the fresh ones. If you get them fresh, I swear to God, they'll beat your donuts in the US, mate, easily. They are insane.
Watch my video from a few nights ago. Bob's Donuts in San Francisco is legendary.
Donut battle.
See,
You gotta see Bob's Donuts.
only
The
Defunk
donut-
is
the
he's
donut
with me.
wars.
Only Defunk is with me. He says they give you headaches. Yep,
In
he's
the
with
red
me.
corner.
Yeah. I don't like too much sugar on the. I mean, the
Yeah,
problem here in
it's the
Frome is,
chromium, isn't it? Is that
Yeah.
what they call
Yeah.
it? The chromium
I-
levels?
I'm a guy who loves a decent cinnamon bun, right?
Oh,
and the best
Kieran.
cinnamon buns are in Walthamstow, but the ones here in Frome, they've started to put loads of sugar over them. Spoils them. It's not the same.
How about cronuts? You guys have cronuts?
I'm not
Hang on,
having
Had
them.
them.
I got to tell Kieran something. Kieran, you're not missing anything, mate,
Right, Johnny.
because they still exist. If you go to City Cross, which is just off Rundle Mall, there's a Balfours shop in there. Or if you're down Marion Way in the big, massive, huge Marion shopping centre, they've got a Balfour shop in there as well. So you're not missing
Take
out,
it,
buds.
I take it Kieran's local to you then.
Actually, I can't remember where Kieran's from. I know he's Aussie. I think he might be from Perth. Can't remember. City Cross, yeah. Yep. Was there what was it? When was I there, boys? 6 months ago? Not that long ago. I've got a photo of me sitting out the front of it. Radelaide, yep, that's it, bud. He's from Radelaide. Yeah. He's from my hometown.
Yeah,
That's where I
it's
was
home.
born.
Yeah.
Yeah. Join up as a channel member and you get to watch me walk around Belair National Park. There's a big video on my YouTube channel about it, only for channel members. He's a crow eater.
So a cronut is a croissant that's fried like a donut.
Yeah.
So it's called a cronut.
Yeah.
It's usually
like
square.
a
They make them kind of square.
Now this is new. This has to rival the Scottish deep fried Mars bar.
Oh, deep fried
So-
Mars bars.
Oh, yeah.
And
All the
having had
state
one,
fairs
it's
have
like-
those deep fried things.
It's like having
that
open
is a
heart
heart
surgery
That's
every
a heart
day.
attack waiting to happen.
Exactly.
I was in Glasgow.
I knew about that, and I went to Aberdeen, right? I went to Aberdeen, and
I was in Glasgow.
I'd completely forgotten about fried Mars bars. Anyway, so I was in Aberdeen. I'm on the friggin' bloody coast, and it's freezing as F there. Everyone's purple walking around. That's how cold it is. This like bitter North Sea wind coming off the it was horrible. Anyway, this guy said to me, he goes, "You should try one of these," and shoves it in my face, and it was a deep fried.
From a stranger, no.
It wasn't a stranger; it was someone that we knew. But he's like,
okay.
try one of these. This will cheer up." And I'm like biting into it. It was a Mars bar. It was weird.
Yeah. I like a good croissant, but I'm not so sure I want it fried. Yeah. That doesn't.
I got family. Part of my family's Scottish, and I got family up that way. Ooh. Oh yes, the Gabrielle Garte gourmet chicken pies. I do remember those. Gabrielle Garte.
That's a name I haven't heard in a long time.
Yeah, I haven't heard that for a while. That's an 80s.
Not since
90s, 80s, yeah.
Not since the Tour de France coverage.
Tour de France.
Tour de France?
Yeah.
Oh.
I gave up sweet stuff years ago, but now ketchup tastes really... Yes! They put so much sugar in tomato sauce or ketchup, yeah. It has got so much... In fact, I actually... what's your favourite ketchup brand, Andy? Is it Heinz? Is that the one you like?
I'm not a huge fan of any of it, but usually Heinz is the common one.
Yeah. So the Heinz is so sugary. It's really, really sugary.
You should try the Filipino banana ketchup. Whew, that's even sweeter.
We've got this Italian place.
And that wasn't a euphemism? Okay.
We've got this
real thing. It looks red, but it's made of bananas. Yeah.
We've got this Italian cafe just across the freeway where we live here. You just go across the bridge and you're there. And they make arancinis. They make, all this Italian stuff, right? And for a while there, she was making these homemade sausage rolls. None of you guys know what sausage rolls are. The UK people will know what they are.
Yeah.
They're basically it's a sausage.
I know what it is. Yeah.
A beef sausage with a pastry around it, right? And then she has her own homemade tomato sauce, which is an Italian lady, like a mama. She makes the pasta and the Napolitana. It's all this. It's brilliant, right? And this, I swear to God, this is the best. There's no sugar in it. She swears that there's no sugar in it. But because she uses Roma tomatoes and there's a touch of garlic and there's a touch of basil and like this on your sausage rolls, beautiful. I mean, a heart attack in about 3 days, but beautiful.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I thought the Mediterranean
pasta
diet
sauce
wasn't
has a lot of
supposed to
sugar.
give you heart attacks.
So.
Pasta sauce not supposed to have sugar in it, but people do put sugar in
You're
it.
supposed to have some to balance out the flavor.
Well, you're supposed to have wine, and then people stopped putting wine in it, so they started putting sugar in it.
Because the San
what we
Marzano
should do,
tomatoes are the best.
Ranzee, you need
Not
another
everyone uses
stinger.
this, so.
Hey, Daren?
You need another stinger, so you need Saturday Sonority, and then halfway through it, Saturday Cookery.
Yeah.
Range's cooking show.
Yeah.
We need to like
more food
Darren,
appreciation.
I need to be able to
isn't it?
pass you a donut. Like, so Daren, here's your donut. I'm just going to pass it to you. There you go. and he grabs it.
Yeah.
I
That's all
get
we
the right
need.
way.
But don't forget, Darren, you started this many years ago with the squishies. With the squishies.
Yeah.
Squishies.
Yeah. I've stopped eating squishies because they're not good for you, but
They're
it
not
was your
good for
fault that I was buying packets and packets of squishies.
Really?
And I
Squishies
found
are like
them.
giant
sour
gummy
ones.
bears, right?
He's raving about them, and I walked into the supermarket and they had this international aisle, and there was a UK section, and this packet of pink and white pack.
Yeah. I like the sour ones. The sour ones are my favourite.
And I'm like, wow, that's the thing that Darren. And I remember coming back on the show the next week and going, Darren, look at this. I've got squishies. And Darren's going, so have I.
Oh, do you know
we've all got squishies.
You know the reason for that? Because
Wow.
there's a reason for that because you know these here. Someone has these.
Parma violets, yes.
Yeah. It's the same company.
Yeah.
They make the squishies.
Is it Sweeties or something? What are they called again?
That's why.
Sweeties?
Swizzles.
Swizzles, that's it.
Swizzles.
Yeah.
That's it.
So it's the same company.
They should
that
be the
make them.
sponsor.
So he got me into them. The purple one. Yeah, he should. They should sponsor the purple
We should get him to
ones,
sponsor
Swizzles.
like the synth quiz or something. The Swizzles synth quiz.
Saturdays.
Saturday swizzle.
Try and say that 3 times fast. Yeah.
They call those little cocktail spoons swizzle sticks. Do you guys call them that?
Yeah.
Swizzle stick.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, my sister's ex, he used to own a nightclub and he called it Swizzles, and it was literally the margarita cup with the swizzle stick. That was the logo.
Swizzle stick, yeah.
All right, well, go buy yourself some squishies, and if you're in Adelaide, get yourself some Balfour's donuts, and then don't complain to me if you have a heart attack or you have diabetes, because it's not my fault.
And if you can't fit into your studio or get out of your studio after you've been eating those, don't blame us either.
Oh, you know what, Kieran? I'll get Kieran going again. There is actually another treat from Adelaide that I like, and then you're not allowed to have too many of them either. It's one of these nasty ones, and they're called fruit chocks. Chris, you probably don't know what they are. It actually sounds really kind of boring when you explain it. But so what they are is they're just a when you go to the cake section of your supermarket and you can get the dried fruits, like you can get dried apricots or dried bananas. Well, these are the little squared chunks of apricots, right? And they might have a little bit. They might have a little bit of coconut in them or something like that. But and then they dip them in chocolate.
Yeah, I think I have had those.
They're called fruit chocks. And FRUCHOC fruit chocks. Wonder if Kieran's knows who they are. The company is called Men's, MENZ, that make them. And Men's make, if you've ever heard of a chocolate bar called a Violet Crumble, they make them. Which is like
I do like my Violet Crumbles.
You know what a Violet Crumble is, right? It's actually, Darren, I need to send you a Violet Crumble because the packaging is purple.
Oh God! I was going to say I'll have the little one up here if I'm not careful.
Yeah. They are a
crumble.
They are a piece of honeycomb dipped in chocolate, and they're about that long.
Unless you get the mini ones.
Unless you get the pack of
the
pack of minis.
Is the honeycomb a bit like a crunch? Oh, we call them crunchies over here.
Crunchies, a bit like a crunchy, yeah. They're a bit harder than crunchies, aren't they, Rants? Crunchies are a bit crumblier.
Crunchies are the Cadbury ones, and they're kind of very sugary. Like there's some
kind of
it's
fine.
sort of
sugar,
It's not real.
It's just basically
it's not real
sugar.
Honeycomb, is it? It's basically like honey and sugar in some sort of crunchy thing.
Yeah.
No, apparently the Violet Crumbles are actually supposed to be real honeycomb.
I think they are
chunks of honeycomb.
You know the Margaret River Chocolate Company, Rants? Yeah. I used to live off their honeycomb their version of Violet Crumbles, basically.
They're
and
nice.
Cherry Ripe, their versions of Cherry Ripes as well.
Oh, they are also nice.
Them.
They are nice.
Used to come back from down south trips with 2 or 3 bags of these things. And you try to make them last as long as you can for the next 6 months trip.
They make.
I keep winding my daughter-in-law up, who is Australian, about Tim Tams and penguins, saying that penguins are better than Tim Tams.
No, they're not.
But she'll never see this. But actually, Tim Tams are better than penguins.
Ian, you need to talk to Fiona, who's Kent's wife.
Yeah,
she has a very good argument about Tim Tams versus penguins. She also lives in the UK, and she does. Yeah, she goes and finds Tim Tams at the the import shops because you can get Tim Tams now at bloody
you can get them
Sainsbury's and stuff now. So
I've had them here. They're okay.
Yeah. Oh, they're not fantastic. There's nothing like majorly fantastic about them.
And Waggle's right. Penguins used to be better than they are now, but certainly the Tim Tams we had at Christmas.
Well, everything used to be.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. Licorice, all sorts are nice. Yeah.
I used to know Mr. Villy.
Especially if you get one of the ones with a Bertie Bassett in it.
Kieran's talking about another guy now. I used to know him.
Club Biscuits.
Anyway, what was I going to say? I was going to talk about something else. Oh, Margaret River Chocolate Factory. Okay, so for those who know, Margaret River is very famous in Australia. It's a surfing place, right? But they have this chocolate factory down the road.
Winery. District.
We would go there and with the kids and that, and they have that big massive bowl of little chocolate buttons that you can just help yourself. That's literally, and so I'd be there like, kids, one for you, one for me, one for you.
I haven't seen anyone do that.
With
but how many use the spoon and how many use their hands?
Right? No, they've got some guy who's like being a policeman there.
Yeah, they got the chocolate Nazi. Yeah.
So anyway, the thing that we do, you do the violet crumble lookalike and the cherry ripe lookalike. We do the hot chocolate Grenache hot chocolate. It is insane. So if you ever get a hot chocolate from a typical coffee place, right, they'll just put a bit of chocolate powder in, a bit of hot water, and a bit of milk on top, and that's your hot chocolate. And it's disgusting. It's not a proper hot chocolate. A Grenache is basically they melt actual chocolate pieces.
It's very thick,
into the milk, and it becomes this sludge down the bottom of the milk. There's no hot water in it at all. They heat the milk up like they do with a cappuccino type thing. So it's very hot milk. And then they put marshmallows in the top of it. You don't have to have marshmallows, but they put marshmallows in the top of it.
I think I have. Yeah, I think I may have had that.
And then they get a grater, like a cheese grater, and they grate chocolate on it.
Yeah.
So it's like these little chocolate fragments on top. It is literally diabetes in a glass.
This is death by chocolate, Rance.
You can make it with a darker chocolate that's less sweet. Still be pretty good.
Yeah, I have dark chocolate. I don't buy milk chocolate anymore. In fact, for Valentine's Day, Jane bought me 4 little chocolates, which were just absolutely great. Sort of. From an artisan chocolate shop she found in Devon.
Nice.
So I bought her a plant. She bought me. I mean, she wanted the plant. I was under instructions. Go and buy this plant.
This is what you're buying me.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Whilst one buys plants, one must get chocolate.
Because and what she said, because I think she spent about £5 on the chocolates, and she said, "How much was the plant?" I said, "Well, it's about £2.50." "Oh, you need to go buy me another one."
We
had to be the same amount of money.
One thing I never did at Devon, and I don't know why, I never had a Devonshire tea at Devon.
I've had it. I'm not fond of the cream, the clotty cream.
Oh, the clotty cream,
yeah.
Isn't it supposed to be like? Isn't it supposed to be like a double cream? And they're supposed. Aren't they supposed to be churning it like locally at the dairy or something?
Yeah,
isn't that what they're supposed to be?
I mean,
okay.
Jane grew up in Devon, obviously, and she doesn't like the Devonshire tea, cream tea either. But no, it was all the cream that I, didn't do it for me at all.
Well, I just wanted to taste the scone.
Scones are great. Devonshire scone. Any scone's great, but I choose to have nothing on my scone. I like a plain scone.
I like a cheese scone, straight out of the oven. A cheese scone.
Yeah. Very good. I'm not hugely fond of cheese, actually, so plain scone will do it.
Plane's got a
How about lavender infused
lavender.
scones?
Yeah, then it tastes like bath
That
products.
sounds-
Yeah.
Subtle.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
subtle
yeah,
lavender.
it
It's
wouldn't
not
it?
strong
lotion.
lavender. It's, so,
Yeah.
it's done subtly, you know. It's not overpowering with
I've,
lavender.
I've
of times
dropped
it's
my
not, though.
scone
That's
in the
the problem.
bath. Oops. Oh, it's got lavender flavour. That's not a bad idea.
Culture
Speaking
Ghost
of
says
chocolate,
dark
we-
chocolate.
Yeah, I'm sure that's how it was discovered. Yes.
You guys heard
Culture
that?
Ghost is
Death
saying
by
dark chocolate is supposed to be great for mental health. So he's red. Actually, it's a small amount of dark chocolate every day
Yeah, no
is apparently
raisins.
good for
Wags.
you.
No raisins.
I have
Well, it
a
has
small bar.
antioxidants.
Yeah, I have a small bar
Yeah.
of dark chocolate after my evening meal every evening. Just a
And you
small
get a nice
bar, not
boost
a-
from the
not a
theobromine.
great-
It's an analog of caffeine, but it's different. And you still
Yeah.
get a nice little energy
Yeah.
boost from it. So
Yeah, so 85% dark chocolate. I've got some, I think I probably said last week, some chocolate buttons which are 100%, and they're actually almost too bitter.
that's
Oh,
like
because
nibs,
although
right?
the cocoa, yeah,
Nibs
if
are
it's
really-
100%,
Yeah,
yeah.
although
that would
I have to say they're absolutely wonderful in my salted caramel ice cream. They're perfect for that.
Oh, because it's been diluted though.
Yeah.
And you
Yeah.
get that real sort of bitter sort of chunks in it. Yeah.
Yeah. So
I mean, that's
thought,
almost dark chocolate, isn't it? 100%. It'd be like dark.
yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that obviously the antioxidant benefits the other thing too is like so there was guys in the chat saying, "Oh, I don't eat chocolate. I can't eat chocolate. It's too sugary." Blah blah blah. If you actually if you're
You're
someone
the wrong
that
kind if you think it's too sugary. Yeah.
well, that's the other thing. If the chocolate itself has sugar in it, you probably shouldn't be eating it. You should be eating like the proper like organic chocolates and stuff. But I always find that personally, if you're trying to diet and you're not, you want to stay away from chocolate. If you've got a bit of a chocolate sort of weakness, yeah. I always find have a cup of coffee. Have a black cup of coffee with no milk, no sugar, just black coffee, like an espresso, right, like that. I'll qualify it. Don't go and have like an instant coffee where you get the crap from the tin and put whole
Crystals.
not that shit. I'm talking about a proper ground, coffee bean ground, like proper espresso. That
drip
will
coffee.
That will kill all of your chocolate,
Cravings.
ice cream, donut, sugar, all those cravings, all gone. Fixes it.
No, I just get them. I just
Well,
get a
that's-
mocha. I want the chocolate. So
I don't because I don't do coffee anymore because I stopped drinking coffee we've had this conversation probably about 15, maybe even 20 years ago. But I do treat myself to a decaf mocha, so the chocolate and the coffee, but it's got to be decaf for me, And if Jane and I go out, we're both doing the same now. She's also converted. She stopped coffee a couple of years ago.
This guy told me
I love
once about decaffeination, and I was always interested in this because Ian, have you ever learnt what decaffeination is?
No.
So you should
there's
check
different.
it
There's
out.
a water process and there's a chemical process and there's different kinds.
So obviously in the 80s there was this big sort of hoo-ha about decaffeinated coffee and it's good for your health and all this sort of stuff.
Yeah, because you use solvents to take the caffeine out. It's bad for you.
Yeah, and the thing is, I've actually found out that, especially with ground coffee, if you're buying ground coffee beans, which is what we do, decaffeinated beans are bad, really, really bad. And you actually might as well just have the bad thing that caffeine does compared to the completely
The water process is
terrible
safe.
things.
It takes some of the flavor out.
Yeah. The problem for me is that coffee, because I had irritable bowel syndrome 20 years ago,
okay.
I still get an adverse effect by having coffee.
No, fair enough.
So that was the reason. And I can tell you when they get it wrong, when they put caffeinated coffee in my mocha, I can tell you within 20 minutes I've got sort of gripey stomachache and that's a couple of hours and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
That sucks.
Yeah.
Also, it's like the fake beer. What's the point? Either have beer or don't have beer. Have coffee, don't have coffee.
Yeah,
right?
you go through the supermarket,
Zero,
right?
yeah.
And they've got all these zero alcohol drinks, or not alcohol drinks, whatever they want to call them. And you just look at them and you go,
beer, they call it.
how is that going to even taste good? Like, it's not even going to taste good.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, I don't want to get into that. That is a literal plethora rabbit warren that we could be traveling into. I don't want to go down there. That's for another show, Andy.
Talk
You can
about
bring that
crumpets
up.
again.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to.
Oh, crumpets
We're gonna
and
have to.
pikelets.
We're gonna have to wrap it up, boys, because it's 3 hours 40 minutes of stream. So we're pumpkin time
That's
for me
our
and Chris.
cookery for Saturday.
Yeah, exactly. Cookery and coffee.
Yeah.
That's a new title, isn't it?
No show from me next week for everyone, but I'm going to see, and I haven't asked him yet, so I'm going to see if there's someone that will do an makeup show for me instead. So stay tuned, you'll find out whether...
Well, Henrik's already planning to see your synth stream. He could move it.
To makeup.
Yeah, so maybe
that would be better.
maybe just
Move it.
Henrik can do his stream instead of mine.
Yeah.
I'm quite happy with that.
Yeah.
I'm going to be camping with my boy down south, so we'll be nowhere near the internet or anything. So we'll be gone for about 4 days. So
Sounds
yeah,
like fun.
yeah. All right.
Have fun. That'd be great. Yeah.
And as far as I know, I'm playing at Stafford on Friday. So as far as
And
I
I'm
know,
playing
I
at
am.
Wells on Friday.
There you go. Go check out. Make sure you
There
let
you go.
people know. Yeah.
Wherever you are, whichever you're closest to, go and watch.
Yeah.
Which one am I closest to?
All right, boys. Thanks, everyone. We'll see you guys in a couple of weeks for me, anyway. And enjoy. Press record. Be nice to your mum.
Bye, guys.
Bye, everyone.
Everybody.
Take care.